What is going on, tribe? How we all doing today? We all good? How's it going? Let me just get everything up here. You know I like to get it up for you guys before we really get into the nitty-gritty. What's going on? I can see my boy John, Bezad, Kitch, all in the chat. How you guys doing today? You guys good? I hope so. I hope y'all good. It is a hot one today. Check this out. Mrs. Scribble is a great person. She got this for me yesterday, or she brought it in today. Instant cooling mist. It's a spray. I just go on my face. And it's cooler now. It's still hot as balls in this room, but hey, whatever. Oh god, that's so nice. But I'm good, guys. I'm good. Definitely good today. Just check. We got all this up and running. We can jump back into the game. Jump back into the game right about now. So we got territory wars. We got some roster reviews. We've just got a little bit more money to try and raise for that good old marquee for Death Trooper Peridia. Make sure you check out the YouTube video that I put up earlier today if you want to have a look at the kit. We covered it over there, and we were bringing a different bit of an energy to that video today. So check that out if you haven't already. We'll be doing that live, obviously, on Thursday. Come swing round. We might get lucky. Maybe this will be the time we pull that mystical 330. I wouldn't hold my breath, though. It could be good. It could be good. Yesterday's stream, we had a bunch of giveaways to give away. Loads of people wanted some good stuff, some hyperdrive bundles, some crates of crystals, some vaults of crystals, and a lightspeed bundle of their choice. I believe they chose the gas lightspeed bundle, which is huge, amazing value. Full 7-star negotiator. Loads of relic characters. Absolutely banging pack. What's going on, Elbear? Napkin, how you doing? What's going on, Jason? So yeah, we're feeling good today, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm feeling good. Birds in the sky, you know how I feel. Let's just make sure we climb in fleet, eh? Gotta climb in fleet, y'all. Gotta get those crystals, because we're gonna need them. We're gonna need them for that new Death Trooper that's coming out. We're gonna need it, just like you should. And then tomorrow we've got the return of GAC 3v3, baby. 3v3 GAC in the house. It's gonna be wild. Not as wild as Friday nights, obviously. Make sure you do swing round. I'm having some ideas, and maybe we'll spin that by you guys today. Some ideas for Friday night streams. Urs is coming back. I know, man. I commented in his videos immediately. I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked. Even if it means competition within the content creation universe is going to get real tough. Because Urs is such a character, you know? He's such a character that it's going to be real hard to compete. But hey, competition often brings out the best in all of us, so maybe we can all get a little bit more entertaining in this bitch. You know what I mean? Of course I have, Trodat. Of course I have, buddy. I commented on his video almost instantly. I shared it on Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry, X. I've sent him a direct message. But, you know, all that sort of business. Thank you for doing the Lightspeed giveaways. Very nice of you and Meathead. Battle Fries, I can't take credit, dude. That's all Meathead's doing. I'm just the vessel in that instance. Never seen his content? You're not getting rid of me that easy. Oh, Foxy. Foxy, you can't leave me. You're my slave. Foxy is our Toyota, you know what I mean? Totally stoked? Yes. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, I can't wait. Like, unfortunately, I very rarely get to watch Urs live stream because he's just streams a little bit too late for me. But I'm going to try and be there for whenever I can. Whenever I can. Ilya, how you doing today? Is your mic lower than normal? I don't think so. Let me check. Does it sound lower than normal? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. It's not lower. Does it sound lower? People in the chat, can somebody else confirm? Is my voice coming through lower than normal? If so, I might need to check out some settings, because I don't want to be quiet. It does sound a little lower. Alright, let me check this out. Could be something weird has gone on there in the background over here. Testing, testing. Be in the recording section, the beacon mic, levels. Alright, testing now. Is that better? Is that too loud? Not loud enough? This is normal? Is this better? For some reason I checked, and sometimes in the recording section of Windows, they'll just randomly lower the volume of your microphone. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why that was happening. It just did. It just did. Who knows? Who knows? Who can say? Stop touching my microphone settings. Stupid Windows. Alright. So before we go any further, guys, I'm going to go grab myself a beer. We're going to be doing roster reviews. We're going to be doing TW tonight. Back in 1 minute. Alrighty. Who did we draw in TW? I'm not sure. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look and see who we drew. Hey, Crispy, how you doing today, buddy? Let's see. We drew Cis Nexus. Don't know who they are. I have the utmost faith in our guild, though. The utmost faith. Let's see what my guild is called for counters so far. Ho ho Megatros Malacas. Megalatiros Malacas. Thank you so much. Appreciate your additional sub. My big dude, how you doing today? Used to be Red Machine? Am I raising money for Death Trooper? I am indeed. We're at 95 out of 150 pounds that I'm trying to raise right now. Most of that was from Friday night. Is it a good idea to cosplay as a red shirt? That'll throw shade at your TW performance? What? This guild used to be Red Machine? I wonder why they changed their name. Waiting to crush a scrub guild in war? Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Let me see. What has the guild called for counters? Going up against... What we got? We've got a Sia Malicos team here. Looks like we're using C, so let's go ahead and request that. And we are using C. Boom. Request. We have successfully requested Mini Beer Medved. I like it. Oh, yeah. So. Taking in C. We're bringing in the Empire Trooper. The big chunky boy himself. This is, like, Set is such a great tank, I feel. He's got such good armor. Very difficult to actually chew through him. Let's see. Have we got anything with a decent amount of health? I mean, we could do a dark side, gaining turn meter when we use special abilities. But I don't want to waste an attack again, Kron. Yeah, I'll use this one. Even if that's a bit overkill. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Make sure I bring... Oh, what? The thing doesn't say bring in armor? It didn't say bring in armor. God damn it. Well, this will be fun. Let's see what actually happens. There come the rocks. Malicos with all his rocks. Alrighty. Come on. Right, okay. Let's do a little bit of recovery. Mr. Bojangles. Let's do this. Just need to relink over here and over here in a second. Come on. One more turn with C. There we go. Ah, he's bloody taunting again. Need to get rid of that taunt. Still taunting. Holy moly. That was... Yeah, we're dead. We're so dead. Got no health still. Come on. Yeah, we're so dead. Yeah. Whew. All right. Well. Not ideal, but we will submit that one. We will submit that one. So, yeah, I think we probably could have used Armorer. But unfortunately, the chat delay is a little bit unfortunate there. Fulcrum can one-shot C. Nearly did. Nearly did. Hey, Juggernaut, how you doing? Gonna miss the stream. Garbage Wi-Fi today. Oh, no, Bezad. He is indeed, Rob. I can't wait. See what actually happens. I get it. Just got done listening to Scribble. Oh, really? Did you, Ninja? Good stuff. Because our officers aren't listening to me. Well, it looks like they could have done with listening to you, huh, buddy? Looks like they could have done with that. Yeah, because all I did, I'll be honest, I just read the title. It says CSET. CSET. Apparently the DC doesn't matter. I think the DC could have mattered. I did the start right. Couldn't relink into Ahsoka Tano and Malicos because, you know, crew was taunting both times, and then I got ability blocked. So, yep. Got nuked. Nuked before I could get rid of Malicos. So, who was it? It was Fulcrum and crew down. Alright, failed, killed some. We got rid of Fulcrum and crew. Submit. Alright, let's get another battle in then, real quick. Seer versus Treya Starkiller. That must be in the other section, I guess. No, apparently, Brian, the submit button is only available in the PC client. Crew loves to taunt. He does indeed. He does indeed. Alright. Let's go ahead and request another team here. Request. Boom. We are looking for Treya. Bella Isa. There we go. And we are using Seer. Alright, what do they want with Seer then? Seer, Cal, Fulcrum, Malicos, crew. Get that unaligned force user. Seer, Cal, Malicos, crew, Fulcrum. And they just want a Light side bulk. Alright. Where's all my light side bulks? Alright, light side bulk. Fulcrum middle, Fulcrum middle, and Star Killer. So kill Star Killer first. Someone goes in between, buff Fulcrum. Alright. Star Killer, tray arrest. Let's do it. Seems Twitch chat is quite quiet. Is Twitch chat coming through? Oh, okay. Did you know what relic you need Plo at before? To go before Executor? I don't, Citizen Cope, I'm sorry. I wish I did. I'm sure somebody in the chat might know, though. Go ahead, get rid of all that. Let's throw some rocks at Starkiller. Boop, boop, boop. Ooh, that was good damage coming out of Fulcrum. Come on. Gotta get rid of that Star Killer. Come on. Get rid of him. Oh, come on. So close. Get ready to eat it. Whew, just survived. Of course, crew can't actually recover health when he's isolated, obviously. Big hits. Oh, come on! So close each time. That's so rude, man. That Star Killer just wants to hold on with an inch of health the whole time, doesn't he? Alright, let's get rid of him. Goodbye. Keep Malikos alive and kicking, please. Hey, Veeth, how you doing, buddy? Nice damage, Trey. Come on. That riposte coming in. Oof, good night. I don't think the rest really matters. I think from here we could probably do pretty much anything. Yeah, correct. Alright, good. Is the mic cutting out? You normally use the PC client when at home anyway? Yeah, I always use PC client. Alright. We won that one. I think those are the only counters that have been called so far. I believe those are the only counters called so far. Those are indeed the only counters called so far. So we'll sit back, relax, and wait it out, baby. We need to still climb in Fleet. Oh, I've not done Galactic War today. That's always interesting. Hey, come on. Clickety-clack. Microchips. Any good mods? No good mods. I actually spent a long time today in Hot Utils building out a completely new 3v3 mod setup. Completely new 3v3 setup, because I have this TW mandated modding in my guild. So I do that, but I don't actually like using that outside of TW. So I decided, I know, we've got one more week of 3v3. I'll build up a 3v3 set, and then afterwards I'll build a 5v5 set for myself. It's going to cost me a lot of credits to swap between them, because like the modding preferences are completely different between what the guild wants and what I like. So that's going to be a bit of a pain, because it will cost me several million, probably like 15 million mods to swap in between all the time. Well, there we go. Mic sounds fine? Okay. Why not use ally points for DC money? DC money. For DC money. Do you mean for shard shop currency? I do. I do. I've just not at this point in time, spent all my ally points. Hey, Beethoven, how you doing? Roll over, Beethoven! Everybody in the wholesale block, come on and do the jailhouse rock. I'm doing great, Ice. How you doing today, buddy? Datacron currency? Yeah, I'm guessing they mean, you know, convert it into Shard Shop currency so you can buy data cash, right? I do, basically. But if you'll notice, I still have several thousand Shard Shop currency available to me right now. So I don't need to do that conversion just yet. I could, of course. It's a click of a button in Hot Utils. I just haven't. Can't imagine being a guild that micromanages so hard for specific TW modding. It's not that they micromanage super hard. It's just they have a Hot Utils setup with like mod thresholds for the entire roster, basically. And then they plan their counters around that. So you go in, you run that. It takes a long ass time. And then you have to try and mod for it. A lot of people just leave those mods on, but I don't actually like the majority of the modding. And I feel it impacts my GAC performance sometimes, because I'm still thinking of my old modding, and I'm like, oh, this should be going like this, but it doesn't. I'm like, ruh-roh. So I've created myself a 3v3 one, and then I'll do a 5v5 one just before 5v5 lock-in, I think. I don't know why I'm playing this right now. You can buy data cash, just a little with ally points too. Oh, can you? Oh, I didn't realize you could do that. I don't think it's... Yeah, I think it's a terrible conversion rate. Sorry, I was thinking literally turn your ally points into Shard Shop currency, but I'm pretty sure that the conversion rate on ally points to datacrons is awful. Like 10k for 100k. I don't think that's great. How much is this one? I can't remember. I can't remember. The real question comes down to, like, how much Shard Shop currency is 10,000 ally points going to get you? 125? This is 125 Shard Shop currency. Then, yeah. 10k over here. I mean, we could do this now. Look, I've got 169,000. I could go into Hot Utils, Bronziums. How many Bronziums? If I... One Bronzium is... 250, okay? So... That's 25 Bronziums, right? 10,000 divided by 250 is 40 Bronziums. I knew that. 40 Bronziums. So if I pull 40 Bronziums right now, that's 10,000 10,000 ally points, right? We'll see how much Shard Shop currency I get out of that. Obviously, there's an element of RNG to that, but generally speaking, once you've got every character at 7 stars unlocked, the amount of shards that you pull should be relatively standardized. Hey, what's going on, Wolfie? What's going on, Jeff? How you doing today, buddy? I'm sure it's been discussed, but Ur's coming back to Swagger YouTube. I'm stoked. Solar Power Tree. We had a very short discussion about it. Apart from, well, it consisted of me saying, hell yes, I cannot wait for Urs to come back. I've already tweeted about it. I've commented on his video, all this sort of business. I'm stoked to have Urs back on the holotables, man. It's going to be sick. All right, so we did 10,000 ally points. We should now have 159, right? 159. How much Shard Shop currency did I get from that? 250. 250. And we said this was how much? 125 Shard Shop currency to get 250k? Is that right? So basically, if you have every character at 6 star, 125. So basically, for the same cost, we got 5 times as much. I wouldn't use this. I wouldn't spend this if you've got every character unlocked. Or every character that you can unlock through bronziums, through ally points. Exactly, you're getting 5 times as much. I don't think Cubs is ever coming back, Eli. Heinz, he still plays, I know that much. Gridden? I have no idea what Gridden's doing. I don't know what happened with Grid. He just kind of disappeared. I know there was stuff in his personal life that was going on. But yeah. Hey, Anthos, what's up, dude? Yeah, exactly, Malice. You get, like, it's not just the ally points you get. You can get bits of gear, all sorts. So, like, I was pretty sure that it was the case, that it's better to just use your ally points to turn into shard shop currency. For example, got 159k now. Let's just open all of that. Let's just open all of it. And we'll see how much shard shop currency we get. I do really love how Hot Utils can open up all these bronziums in, like, done. 159,000 ally points we had just there, guys. 159,000 is already opened, so. I asked yesterday if you liked Iron Maiden. What's your favourite song? Oh, God, I have no idea, Enthos. I have no idea, buddy. I wouldn't say I'm a massive die-hard fan. I've liked a lot of their stuff. So we got 864 character shards there. 800 and... How much was it? 864. Yeah. Ally points for shard shop currency and scrap and mats. Hell yeah. Do you have to pay for bronzium pack opener and hot utils? I'm not sure, Amy. I'm not sure. I pay for hot utils in general. So I don't know. So we got 12,960 there. That's quite nice. Doo-doo. That's quite nice. Tops up our shard shop currency quite a bit. And then we can always use that then all the time to buy data cash and data cash. And I could spend it on, like, these level 2s and these level 1s, for example. I really do need Conquest to start again just so that I can start earning some new datacrons again. Yeah, it is a good haul, that one was. That was it. That was pretty lucky, that was. Getting 12k out of 160,000. It's pretty good. Skeltrix? What about Skeltrix? He's moved on to another game now, hasn't he? Still sad about him. Gotcha, yeah. Skeltrix had some of the best production value. Like, my endearing memory... Let's just do chat time. Let's just do chat time. My endearing memory of Skeltrix is obviously the guy who was a raid god, right? He always got really good raid videos out. But the production value on his videos was huge. He wasn't one of those guys that would... you know, do stuff like me. He never really came on camera for his videos. He never had, like, this massive personality that he was putting out there. But his content from an informational point of view and the strategies that he developed and, you know, gave to the world were really solid. Really solid. You need some wisdom. You have one on me between Stap and Jar Jar. Who should you put it on? Well, either. Both works. At the moment, in 3s, you'll benefit more from Jar Jars than Staps. But 5v5, who knows? You need the Sabine Cron. I have the Sabine Cron. Still not sure how to spell Zareth in Massachusetts. Skel was in Mutiny before he quit. Was he really? It was really nice to play with him. Yeah, I've never spoken to him. Never spoken to him. I don't think I've ever been in, like, any sort of chat with him ever. His instructional videos were top-notch. Hell yeah, they were. He was a raid master. That was his angle, for sure. For sure. Could you recommend Teep Cheems to mid to fight CLS walls in territory wars? CLS. Is it a standard CLS? Like Han Chewy? Iden teams. He's really nice? Oh, that's good. French, isn't he? Skeltrix French? I want to say he's French. A few with Rolo and Captain Han. Bit weird. Alright. So it looks like we're going to be just about... I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to turn back over here. Just about ready. Well, I mean, of course, I'm not really going to unlock Death Trooper Peridia to 7 stars for another week. But it looks like we've got all the signal data to take him straight up to Relic 7 when we get the unlock. So that's sick. Happy about that. Cap Han trash? Yeah, tell me about it. I'm still sad about my R7 Captain Han. Alright. So, as we know, Tuesday streams are roster review streams. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and grab ourselves a nice little link for everybody in chat. Just trying to raise up some money so we can do our whaling later on in the week. And I don't want to feel like I'm just here trying to steal your money. I'm not trying to do that. Roster reviews will be free. But if you also want to donate to the tribe cause of getting 7-star marquees, then it is greatly appreciated. So if you want a roster review, I'm going to link a form in the chat. Roster review sign up. Booyah, that's in the chat right about now. Let me just go ahead and pin that bad mama jamma for everybody. Here we go. Oh. I accidentally followed my own link there instead of actually pinned this message. All right, so messages have been officially pinned. If you want to have a roster review, please do go ahead, follow that link. Donations are not necessary. I will try to get through everybody's roster review. I will be able to do them for about another 3 hours or so, 2.5 hours, there or thereabouts. Donation through the linked PayPal link puts you on the priority list. So you'll go to the top of the list, essentially, behind anybody else that happens to have donated. Minimum of £5 will get you on that list. Apart from that, if nobody donates, then it's all going to be free roster reviews. It's just going to be a first come, first served basis. And everybody is going to get 6 minutes worth of roster reviews, okay? Sick. Absolutely amazing. Head over to the forums and we'll be starting it up pretty soon, guys, okay? So let's just bring that over. Roster reviews are officially open. So there's one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, guys. One thing that I wanted to talk to you about. On our Friday night streams, sound off in the chat. Who actually joins for the Friday night streams here? Who joins for Friday nights? I will need an R9 snips, Amy, absolutely. Eventually I'll need R9 snips. Mine is still currently Relic 5. So she needs 4 relic levels. That's going to suck to do, but we'll try and get that as quickly as possible. So Tyler turns up. Amy turns up. If I'm actually at home, yep. So 50-50 for me, usually. Yeah. When you can, me. Darth Cliff turns up as well. Love it. About 50-50. Wildly mediocre. I love it. Try to? Yes, you do. Inconsistent. I join as I may be out at the pub or watching a movie with the missus. Hey, don't blame you at all. Lieutenant Spurs has followed. Thank you so much for the follow, Spurs. Welcome to the tribe. Bring on the Woodford. Exactly. I need to get a new bottle. We finished it last Friday. But anyway. Scriber's Friday night streams? I do, Wolfie. I do. I get it, FN. It's mostly for the stateside people. Because I don't really have a stream that fits with the American compatriots of the tribe. And we are an international tribe, so... But essentially, just realised I've been watching for ages and not following. Well, I'm glad you followed now, Spurs. I'm glad you followed. Thank you, buddy. Friday night is pub night. Indeed, Joe. I get it. I get you, brother. I get you. I think last Friday was the first time you saw me. Is that right, Trodat? No way. Sometimes, but my sleep schedule is ass. Fair. So, essentially, I was thinking of a couple more ways for you guys to torture me outside of just doing like shots and neck and beers and chewies and all that good business. I was thinking we could do some fun things, so I wanted to try and poach your guys' ideas for what could be fun. So I'm thinking of stuff like, you know, like certain thresholds or donations either through bits or cash value or whatever through PayPal could be I have to put the battle immediately on full auto, or you guys choose the team that I'm fighting next, or you guys choose the team I'm fighting with, or you choose the datacron that I'm using, or something like that. So you can literally interrupt the game. So if it comes through just as I start a really important counter, you could just be like, no, you got to put it on full auto, and just go. I want to get some ideas from you guys about what might be fun from an interactive perspective from you guys at home. So let me know if you've got some ideas. That would be great. First Friday stream. Oh, I got you, Trodat. You're from South Africa, so not easy to join, but love the content. Well, thank you, Marais. JP Marais? I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. South Africa. Whereabouts in South Africa? That's kind of sick. I'm always kind of intrigued to figure out where people are from. Because, like, Swigger's got such a broad reach, right? That would be torturous. It would, Joe. Only cup DCs. I'm sure people would love to disrupt GAC every time, not just Fridays. Probably, but I don't want to lose every single GAC. But it could be like, you know, you got to take in 2 girls, 1 cup as the next team. You got to do the next match blindfolded. You got to turn the screen upside down. I don't know. I'm just thinking of Amsterdam. Trade out from Amsterdam. That's sick. But yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know in the chat. One second. Ba 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 dum ba. Ra ba ba dum ba. Let's go ahead and pop this out real quick. Got to get all of this business going. What does that mean? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So, Brian Bender, pretty sure I messed up on the donation piece of the roster review. Aha, well, thank you kindly for the $5, Mr. Brian Bender. I will get to you in just one moment. We will kick off our roster review shortly. Or are you looking for ways to throw Karth's GAC? That's why it's a Friday night only. No, it'd be, I wouldn't do it on Karth's account. It would be on mine. You're from Florida, Amy. Nice. Since you don't have PayPal. Well, I very much appreciate you, Brian. Have some advice on who to set with Queen Amidala and Pow as a third. I don't have Master Qui-Gon Jinn yet. Barriss. Barriss can work. Keep it Galactic Republic. You're from Canada. So we basically get called American. That's okay, Darth Robra. I'm Welsh, so I get called English. You're from the south? In Cape Town. Oh, sick. Potdam. Potdam. Potdam is a place? Gordon? Thank you kindly, Brian. You're the nicer Americans. As an ungrateful colonist, I gladly say would attend Friday streams. Indeed, Jeff. Just moved to sunny old Somerset. Oh, is that right? Beautiful. Get some bean boozled in those and eat those as forfeits. Get some bean boozled. What's bean boozled? I don't know what those are, Joe. You could hide part of your screen, but it, like you guys would have to see it. I couldn't see it, right? Like hide, like I could get a blindfold. I could get a blindfold and just like blindfold myself. No, what's a bean boozled? Bean boozled. Okay, we'll look it up. Bean boozled. What's that? It's a jelly beans thing? Bean Boozled pairs 2 jelly beans that look alike but could not taste more different. Could you get one of our classic flavors or one of our wildest? The catch, you won't know which ones are which until you try them. So it's just like random. Hang on. Is this the Jelly Bean Company basically doing Bertie Bott's every flavor beans? where you just don't know what the flavor is. And they taste awful. Potsdam in Germany, where the Germans forfeit after World War One. Oh, really? Yes, Morace. Absolutely. Jedi Knight Cal is amazing. You've never had those vomit jelly beans? I have not. We could also do... how about this, guys? We could have, like, a selection of hot sauces that gets gradually hotter and hotter and hotter. And we could go through tiers of it. Each time we hit whatever a certain donation threshold might be, right? Every time it goes up one, we have to have a shot of a hotter one and a hotter one and a hotter one. That could be quite fun. I would have to get some selections of hot sauce, though. +1 for hot sauce. We'll get that in, then. We'll get that in. Do a wing spice roulette. Well, the problem with wings, though, is, I mean, I would have to cook some wings, and that's just a pain. I love chicken wings. Spicy chicken wings, incredible, but I wouldn't actually want to be cooking chicken wings whilst I'm streaming. That's not ideal. And I wouldn't want to be eating cold chicken wings, either, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to cook them before the stream and then 3 hours later eat a wing. Be like, cold chicken wings. But general hot sauce, I can just, you know, Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and check out this. Let's go ahead and check out this roster review. Let's see how people are getting on. I know that. Excuse me. I know that we've already had 1 donations already. We've had 1 donation come through already that needs to go on the priority list. So we've got to do that one first. Let me just see. There's my roster review form. Responses, viewing sheets. Just got to get everything up right about now. The Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. All right. There we go. Abracadabra is the new DC set. What? Hot Chips as well. Hot Chips. This new DC set is meaningless for Tier 9. Only the T6 words matter. I wouldn't say it's meaningless. I think there are some really good level 9s, but the level 6s are the most important part, which is good, right? All right. All right. So, Brian, Mr. Brian Bender. I'm just double checking. What have you put your name through on the form? Ah, are you deGuardian, Brian? Did you put through your name as deGuardian in the roster review form? Yeah, okay, we got you. We got you. Heading over. Heading over. So, 6-minute roster reviews is what we're going to be doing today. 6-minute roster reviews, guys. Everybody, we've had... how many have we had so far? We have had 19 roster review submissions today. So if you want to have a roster review, make sure you get in the sign-up. The quicker you get in, the more likely you will to get a review. If you do a donation, you will go on the priority list, and you'll go up to the top of the list, essentially, in front of anybody who hasn't. But if you are interested, get in there, lickety-split, splickety-lit, all right? We are taking over and looking at deGuardian's roster first. Mr. Brian. Brian Wulfric Percival Dumbledore. Let's just take a look now. So, Brian says, defensive strategies and modding. I tend to be overly attack heavy. Some GACs I have sufficient planning and counter development, but not as often as I would like. So I'm not sure how you'd like my help on this one in particular. 12.32 in the Mighty Chlorians. Not sure which guild that is. I used to be a Mighty Chlorians myself. I was in MC3 for a long time. But in the current meta, you're probably absolutely right to go lighter on defense to save yourself enough offense to clear very, very efficiently, right? You're in Dathomir, gotcha. Didn't know which number that is. Indeed, Foxy, indeed. Oh, I get it, Melkcell, sorry. I get it. Dathomir is fine, Ninja Falcons is good people. Gotcha. No, you're not too late at all. Everybody can jump in and get the sign up in. So, I'm unsure, Brian, what exactly you want to have me have my suggestions on. If we're talking about which teams I would save for offense and which teams I would save for defense, it's going to be incredibly dependent on so many things. Datacrons is going to be one of them. And obviously roster preferences is going to be another. But at 12.3 million, you should have basically all of the toys at this point. You should certainly be able to get out a Kyber 2, though. Kyber 2 is not somewhere you should be rocking with a 12.3 mil. You can do better, Brian. We believe in you. We believe in you. So, you do have all the meta fleets. Let's just double check on the Empire side of things. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, love to see it. Okay, great. So, I don't know about you, but when it comes to fleet defense, I hate getting screwed by fleet. So I save all of the meta fleets for offense. I never want fleet to be my sticking point. So I save Leviathan, I save Profundity. I think the only thing I leave on defense for ships is sometimes Executor. And if I'm setting Executor on defense, I do a triple attacker defense. You know, we're talking the Xanadu Blood, IG 2000 and Razor Crest, because that one is more volatile when it comes to defensive holds. It might get you a hold if the opponent takes in a Profundity and doesn't get the assist that they want. Whereas if they go against a standard comp, it's far more reliable to take in Profundity, and it's a lot easier for things like the Chimera to counter it regardless. deGuardian is a guildmate. Is that right? Is that right? Look at you with the R9 Bosk as well. You got a big chungus of a Bosk. So currently, if you're looking to sort of minimally set GLs on defense, the only GL I think that is worth, well, the only 2 GLs that I think is worth currently setting on defense, the rest you could realistically save for offense, is Jedi Master Kenobi and Jabba the Hutt, even in 3v3s. Jabba the Hutt with the Attacker Cron is absolutely horrendous to deal with. You know, having Bausch with Santi there, I don't know if you've got Santi's Omicron, not that it really matters. You do, though. You do. You've got an R8 Santi with the Omicron. So with Bausch, taking in a double attacker Cron is absolutely nasty because it can just kill things immediately before the enemy gets the ball rolling. R9 R2D2 is crazy. Probably for the raid, Amy, I imagine. Let's see. That's support, defense. You've got a Wampa Cron over here. Is this an attack again? No. I would say, like, the biggest thing that's going to change your improvement in GAC is going to be Datacron investment. This really isn't enough to try and break through into Kyber 1. You need to be refreshing your Conquest more to try and earn some more Datacron materials to get, like, twice as many as this. DCs need more work? Hell yeah, Brian. This is where you'll make your biggest advantages. This is realistically the true separator between Kyber 2 and Kyber 1 is how well you've invested in Datacrons. Some people are really, really good at the game. Like Calvin, for example, has got a really well-rounded out roster about this size. I want to say Calvin's about this size. And he went, when the Gungans were coming out, he went through a phase of not doing any refreshes. He did like next to nothing. So his Datacron investment for a time was really, really shoddy. And he was still winning matches in Kyber 1 because his knowledge of the game is huge. His modding is incredibly good. So having a really, really good knowledge of the game or really, really deep mods can push you higher up in Grand Arena. But if you don't have, if you're just not the smartest sausage like your boy Scribble here, if you don't have all the greatest mods in the world like your boy Scribble here, you have to kind of lean on the other areas of the game, which is massive amounts of Datacrons. You've already got more than enough GP. You've got all the characters, you've got all the teams, you've got all the legendaries, all the galactic legends, all the ships. All you need now is the execution of it, right? So more Datacrons allows you that capability to get more defensive holds and to win more efficiently on battles, or sometimes to win battles that you wouldn't otherwise win. So for this particular set, you're looking for loads of attacker crons. Attackers, if they critically hit, they attack again. When they attack out of turn, they do true damage. If they don't critically hit, they ramp up defense penetration. I don't know if you've got any here. Is this one it? Yeah, this one over here. So this level 6, try to get as many of this level 6 as possible. It's incredibly valuable. There is the support cron. We got it on Sortie. This support cron here is incredible under certain circumstances as well. I feel like this one's going to come more into play in 5v5 so that you can build up. But having that in a raid team, for example, with a lot of debuffs from support characters can mean really nasty things. Also works really well with, I want to say like Lord Vader teams or something like that. But yeah, really, really good stuff. You've got 4 of the support ones. Nice one, Amy. But yeah, honestly, if you're looking, like, I would highly recommend to try and scale it back on the GLs on defense. Just set Jabber at minimum with an attack again cron, and maybe set JMK. JMK Padme Cat if you happen to have, you know, the Padme cron over here with this one. Yeah, perfect. You've got the Taunt Ignore, the Protection Disruption one, so that you can go around with your cat there. That works particularly well if you have a very, very fast Commander Ahsoka Tano. We're talking like 370 plus speed. So I know we're out of time here, but let me just take a look real quick. 348. You might want to try and remod it to get extra speed. If you don't have the speed depth, that's absolutely fine. You will still survive. Oh. I'll check the roster review now for you, Blade. We are currently sat at 22 rosters in the roster review list. You're very welcome, Brian. Thank you so much for your donation earlier today. Appreciate you, my dude. Let me just check to see if there's been any additional calls out for my guild. There's an extra attack called in my guild, so I'm just going to have to do quick TW battle. Quick TW battle. And then we'll get back to roster reviews, guys, okay? So the next person to have a roster review is going to be Ice. I believe, because I don't think we've had another donation. So it'll be Ice that's next, guys, all right? Ice, ice, baby. Dum bam bam ba da dum bum bam bam. Alrighty. So this is against a Treyer SK setup. Alright, let's go ahead and request this. Treyer. Going up here. Oh, yeah. And we're going to go ahead and use Inquisitors. Inquisitorius. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a nice tasty Reavacron. Where am I? You're inside my chat, Amy. You're inside my chat. Will we get through all 22 tonight? Can't imagine that being the case. Probably not, Blade. Probably not. Probably not. Let's get some ability blocks out, I think. Wunderbar. It'd be really nice if we could strip back some of that TM, you know what I mean? That attack again, Kron, is so brutal. Oh wow, we've completely lost. He's got the attack again, Kron. Starkiller double tapping is just absolutely nutty. Let's have a look now. Let's get that for the damage immunity, I think, because Starkiller's going to drop the house on us in a second. This ain't good, guys. This ain't good. We're totally losing here. We're totally going to lose this match. We might be able to take out Juhani. And if that's the case, then we definitely lock this in. But that was brutal. Out it goes. And then we lost 7th. Go on, get rid of her. Oh, that's sick. Okay, cool. That double tap is just so brutal. Yeah, let's go for this. Come on. Stab it. Come on. Let me get rid of Starkiller. Yeah, he's gone. He's totally gone. Wow. That Datacron is absolutely lethal, guys. That's lethal, that Datacron. Attack again, Kron. So brutal. Should be okay from here, but that was gnarly, dude. I know what you meant, Amy. Don't worry. I was in the middle of the battle. I wasn't going to jump in. Okay, let's report that. 13 banners. Side note, attack again, Kron on Starkiller. Very nearly lost with Reaver. It was gross. Lost 2 units. GI and 7th. Yeah, that was grim, guys. That was absolutely grim. That was a very tough battle. That was a very tough battle, all things considered. Fleet rewards. All right, cool. So, let's go ahead and check our roster reviews real quick. Leggedy splits, bleggedy lits, bleggedy leggedy, bleggedy lit. All right, good. What is that going on there? Ah, okay, that's fine. So, Ice. Ice, you are next on our list for roster reviews, good sir. Are you in the chat? Sound off in chat if you are there. Prayers for the people of Beirut. My girlfriend's home visiting and they just got hit by 3 missiles. Is that right, Napkin? Holy shit. That's awful. You're here. Good stuff. Good stuff. Restart this time. And thank you, Jack Backer, for the follow. Welcome to the tribe, good sir. All right. So, Ice, you have said you are farming right now for Commander Luke Skywalker and Imperial Troopers, and they're costing a lot. I don't know which team to go for first. Also, I bought Rey's bundles, and I'm close to start farming Galactic Legend Rey, and I don't know if it's a good time for me to farm her because I don't have stable farming. What do you mean by stable farming exactly? I'm still waiting to see... Waiting for Mandalorian's... Knights... Mandalorian's Knights... Oh, extra Lightspeed bundles. Right, okay. The Mandalorian's Night Sisters and Ewoks Lightspeed bundles. Right. Okay. There's a lot to unpack here, Ice. There's a lot to unpack here. Amy, you are 10 slots away, basically. So, if you've bought a Lightspeed bundle for a Galactic Legend, like Rey, like Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you should never really be asking the question, when should I farm it? The answer should be you should be farming it straight away. There's no point spending $10 to basically get a free GL and then not unlock the GL. That's just a waste of time and money. The benefit you get from buying that pack is not, oh, look at all these characters that I've got for free at Relic 5. It kind of is, right? It's like, oh, I've got all these characters at Relic 5. Isn't that amazing? That is amazing. The real benefit is I've just saved myself 3, 4, 5 months worth of investment. So I've got to use that time now to get Rey immediately so I can get that immediate benefit out of her. I get to use her in TB, in Rise of the Empire. I get to use her in GAC. I get to use her in Territory Wars. I win battles that I would not otherwise win and earn myself crystals and rewards that I would otherwise be missing out on, right? So the answer is you farm Rey now, straight away. CLS and Imp Troopers, they're great teams. But in my opinion, when I look at a roster, I always think, let's build for verticality first. Get the top-end teams first. The most important teams you've got to get first. Everything like CLS, everything like Imperial Troopers, Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, that shit can wait. That can wait till the end of days as far as I'm concerned. They're great. They're not GL great. Yeah? Get the really important things first. So, I hope that answers that question, kind of. At 5.3 mil, you've already got Slacker, which is huge. Love it. Jedi Knight Revan over here. So you were talking about Imp Troopers. You were talking about CLS. In my opinion, the big problem with the CLS team, and CLS is one of my all-time favorite teams in Galaxy of Heroes. You know, so we're talking CLS, we're talking Wiz-Han, Han Solo, we're talking Chewbacca, who's down here. Absolutely no investment, and 3PO and Chewie and C-3PO. You said you're waiting for the Ewok Lightspeed bundle to come back around. Hopefully it does. Unfortunately, there's no real cadence or reliability as to when they're going to come back. Hopefully it comes back so you don't have to actually spend time gearing up the Ewoks. You can instead just drop $15, $10, $20. I can't even remember how much it is. In order to get that unlock done, right? And that will give you a free C-3PO essentially. I mean, obviously it's not free, but you know what I mean. To round up the CLS team. The big problem with the CLS team, though, is it's incredibly Zeta heavy. CLS has got 3 Zetas. Han Solo's got a Zeta. Chewie's got 2 Zetas. C-3PO's got a Zeta. 3PO and Chewie has got 2 Zetas. In order to get that team to function appropriately, I'm not saying you need all of the Zetas, but you need so many Zetas to get the team to work at a level it's supposed to work at, that it's a really heavy investment. You think about it, you're looking at 5 or 6 Zetas to make that team properly good. That's 5 or 6 Zetas could be an entire GL's worth of Zetas. You don't want to find yourself hampered, especially in the early game, by that sort of restraint, you know? The packs will save me because I will not use some of the useful items. Well, exactly. That's the huge benefit of Lightspeed bundles, right? You get a bunch of characters that you wouldn't otherwise have gotten. Hold up. Sorry. There we go. So I'm not saying that Lightspeed bundles are not worth it. They're 100% worth it. They are. But if you buy that pack, you need to get the maximum out of it, right? Which is, in the case of the Ray Lightspeed bundle, you know, with the Resistance, you want to use the fact that you've got this all the way up to go, oh, hang on, booyah. Let's go ahead and unlock Ray straight away. And then you'll have doubled up the number of Galactic Legends in your roster. You know? Doubled up the number of Galactic Legends in your roster. Having 2 GLs at 5 million is great. 2 GLs at 5.3 mil is huge. Imperial Troopers is something that I would work on once you get C. C requires a Relic 3 General Veers and a General 3 Colonel Stark, as well as needing Admiral Piet, I believe, for Executor. Those 2 farms go hand in hand. So I feel like that's the time in which you start investing in Imperial Troopers. Is you're like, oh, I'm going to get Executor. I need Piet for that. Executor feeds well into unlocking C. Let's unlock C. We'll get Veers and we'll get Stark. And booyah, now I've got Piet, Veers, and Stark. I just need someone like Range Trooper and Dark Trooper. And I've got myself a nice Imperial Trooper team, you know? Looks like you got the gas bundle as well. That's huge. About a month ago, I was farming full Zetas. I have almost every Lightspeed bundle. Nice. So you've got some really good, like, grounding. You just missed out on a couple of them that were out at a certain point in time, right? Which is fair. Rob, you'll have to go ahead and use the form. Dude, use the form, yeah? To register. So I have to put full Zetas for now? Do you mean that because you bought all these Lightspeed bundles, you probably have no free Zetas, right? Because if you had all of those character unlocks in such a short amount of time, there's no way that you're going to have all the Zetas available to actually do all that. You're going to be hurting for those Zetas, like Qui-Gon over here with no Zeta and Army and no Zetas. I wouldn't be surprised if people don't put Zetas on Phoenix, not until you get Captain Rex and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a highly focused roster. Highly focused. Hey, what's going on, Christian? How you doing? Any last questions, Ice? Any last questions? I hope it was helpful to you a little bit. I would say go ahead and unlock your Ray. If you want to work on things like CLS, I would honestly say wait, because that's a lot of Zetas, and you need to get your Ewoks before you can get C-3PO. CLS without C-3PO is not a complete team. If you want to work on Imperial Troopers, I'd highly recommend go ahead and get Executor first. It will give you a better balance to your roster. You'll have a good fleet in your roster, as well as having some GLs then, and it feeds nicely into a 3rd GL in C. You're still hitting for Zetas on your Lightspeed bundle in September. Oh, there you go, Darth Rober. Cool. If you can see the team I have for the Imperials, yeah, absolutely. Check it out. Okay, so you got Stark and Veers. See, this is already working towards C. At Relic 3, both of these are C requirements, right? So Death Trooper is great and everything. He's not really the ideal that I would have as a 5th within a standard Imperial Trooper squad. You're looking usually at Range Trooper, but I can see you've got some decent investment in him already. And Piet you're working towards already. So you just need that Dark Trooper. Do not sleep on Dark Trooper. This, for the standard Imperial Trooper team, he is the superstar. Like, he's the main attraction. Punchbot is best bot. There's a reason we call him that. So don't sleep on my boy Dark Trooper. Without Dark Trooper, a standard Imperial Trooper team, while still good, is not all that. Thank you kindly, whoever that was. Farming him, but slowly. £5. Cool. Thank you kindly for the £5. That brings us one step closer to getting Death Trooper Peridia unlocked. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. We will continue with roster reviews. I need to go downstairs and get another drink. Unfortunately, that was my final beer. No more beer. And of course, we finished all of our whiskey on Friday. Dark Trooper does indeed punch through skulls. Back in one moment. Apologies. Sorry about that, guys. Had to see what Mr. Scribble was up to real quickly. Okay, so good. Getting things done for tomorrow. Finally unlocking profundity. Good stuff, Christian. Hell yes, brother. Farming in but slowly. Good, good, good. Needs to freshen up the downstairs. Yeah, literally downstairs. Not my downstairs. The downstairs of the house, right? A Brit with no beer nor whiskey? I know, Trodat, it's a horrible time. No, I've got some Pepsi Max. Is this a hybrid of Rocket League music? It's a banger. This is some Stream Beats hi-fi music. Bourbon. I wish, Brian. My name comes up, skip me. No worries, Napkin, will do. So I believe we did actually have another premium one come through. Who do we have? Jack Backer. Jack Backer, you in the chat, my good sir. Good Sir Jack Backer. Yes, sir. Good business. Good business. Thank you so much for your donation, good sir. Bring us one step closer to that Death Trooper Paradia. I'm going to the wrong place. That's the journey guide. I know which buttons I'm supposed to press in this game. Honestly. Usually on the YouTube side of things, thought I'd dabble over here. No worries at all, buddy. No worries at all. Alrighty. Time for 6 minutes in heaven, baby. Let's see. So, Jack, you are saying you are 3 relic levels off of getting Executor. Congratulations, good sir. Well worth the investment. In a mixed bag, whether to farm C or Lord Vader next, you couldn't have gone for more disparate farms there, I'll be honest. Currently scoring 3.5 million in the raid. First in the guild. Congratulations. Well done you. Setting the example there. Very well done. Shard farming Gungans and Master Qui-Gon Jinn in the background. Just looking for some advice and general direction to take. So, a couple of things here. Couple of things. First and foremost, we need to separate roster development and guild performance. Okay? Unfortunately, these things do kind of pull away from each other. Now, performing well in the raid is absolutely fantastic because it's the best return on investment that you can get in the entire game. It's so good to score well in the raid. But scoring well in the raid is also dependent on all of your allies in the guild, okay? So if you are investing in guild raid teams and the rest of your guild isn't, I know you're saying you score 3.5 mil, you are the best in the guild. What's that differential like? What are other people close to you, or are they scoring like 200,000-300,000, or what? Because if you wanted to, I'm sure you could probably kind of focus heavily on Gungans and getting Master Qui-Gon Jinn and getting Padawan Obi-Wan. Not that they really do great without Queen Amidala, but you could start focusing heavily on guild performance teams and then swap guilds into a better guild that will get you progress further. If that's not kind of on the cards for you, then we would focus more on the Galactic Legends and the ships. Does that make sense? I know, Shift. It was awful. Hey, Sop, how you doing today? You said something about C. I'm farming him slowly as my third. Good stuff, Ice. Yeah, I was suggesting basically get your Ray, get Executor, get C, then you can do Imperial Troopers in between. 4 people in the 2 million range, and then everyone else is lower. Gotcha. What's the guild sentiment like? Is everybody trying to push to perform better within the raid? 8.6 mil GP right now. Erodium 2 player. We've got 4 GLs over here. JML, Slacker, JMK, and Raid. These are some good stuff. So, what I would say, if you're trying to make that choice between C and Lord Vader, you say you're just finishing up that Executor farm. The benefit of the C farm is it's very quick. The downside of the Lord Vader farm is it's very long. If you were going to do this, I would say farm C first, after your Executor, because it is really a hop, skip, and a jump. You'd be surprised it might be 2 months, and you unlock C, like that quickly, right? Also, tying in with that, as part of C's farm, you do work on things like Count Dooku. Yes, you do, but more importantly, you work on things like Darth Maul and Darth Sidious, which translates into raid teams. If you go from C into Lord Vader, then you can work on Sidious, Darth Maul, and Newt as your first investment for Lord Vader, and that gets you a trio team that can score 1.8 million at requirement level of relic levels, right? So that's, you know, that adds an extra 50% to your score alone, right? Master Qui-Gon Jinn is great. Padawan Obi-Wan is great. Without Queen Amidala, the benefit in the raid is limited. Since you have Bad Batch done. That's cool. It's great that you have Bad Batch done. It's great. You're about half the Rex on both GLs. The downside of that is it can be a little bit misleading. Because the problem with the requirements for Lord Vader, for example, is you might have the same number. Maybe you're like 8 out of 16 on both of them, or 8 out of 15, or whatever it is. That might look like you're close, but the Lord Vader one will have a bunch of Relic 7s and Relic 8s, and the C one will have like Relic 3s and Relic 5s, and a couple of Relic 7s. So even if it looks like you're halfway, you might not actually be halfway because the amount of signal data that you need for the C requirements is going to be significantly lower. So I don't know. Let's have a look. For example, Skywalker. Oh, you've already got gas at R8. That's good. So Padme at R5. She goes to R8. That's a pretty high investment. I don't think C has got any R8s. Technically, you could say. No, I don't think C's got any R8s. What else are we talking about? You say you've got Bad Batch already. All at Relic 5 and a Relic 6 Omega. Look at you. Look at you go. Hey, Drookie. How you doing? Okay, so Executor is not going to be your first sort of big legendary capital ship. You've already got Profundity working, which is great. I actually really like this way of getting Profundity first because unless you're whaling fully to get that Executor fully unlocked, Profundity tends to perform better at the lower star end. So that's good. Omega just for TB. Look at you being a guild team player. Look at you being a guild team player. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Let's take a look at these Sith. And you got Bane. Ooh. Oh, baby. And you've obviously already got Palpatine here. And Sidious is done. And Darth Maul is also done. So that's good. That's really good. So you probably already use these two in the raid as it is, right? And then it's just going to be a couple of Empire characters. So, obviously, yes, love it. Veers is already done. Stark is already done. You got Range Trooper done. Where's your Dark Trooper? Oh my god, my boy! You're basically there! My boy! You're basically there! And then you need stuff like, what's its face? TIE Fighter Pilot and things like that. But, yeah, my angle is still definitely, if you're going to do it, you go C. C into Lord Vader, and you get your Newt Gunray up there. C is not as valuable as Lord Vader as a GL in general. Still has plenty of use. The other side of it as well for Lord Vader is Maul, right? I know we're out of time, but... Oh, you do have Maul unlocked. That's great. Cool. Any other questions then, Jack? Yeah, Maul can wait until Lord Vader unless you happen to have Gar and ISC geared up. Malgus is great if you have Darth Revan teams built up. If not, he can wait. Yeah, it can wait for now. It can wait for now. He's a great character, but you have other priorities at the minute. Perhaps in between C, you'd need to have like Darth Revan and Malak geared up, Bastila Shan, and preferably Marauder. I believe Marauder is a Relic 7 requirement for C as it is. So after C, all you'd really need to do is do Malgus and then, you know, Basti. Gar and ISC at Gear 12? It's okay. He could probably take them up to R3 relatively easily and then get use out of them. But we'll see. It's not a top tier team. It's just a lot of fun. Alrighty. Thank you so much, Jack. Very much appreciate you. It's a good roster. Good roster. C first. Yep. If you want to do Malgus after C before Lord Vader, crack on. When you're doing Lord Vader, I recommend you do Newt first, just so you've got that trio team of Darth Maul. Working on Gungans, 100%. Get those shards up. As soon as you have that opportunity to actually gear them, you probably should if you really want to do well in the raid. But again, raid performance and roster development are two very different things. Newt is already done. Oh, sick, Jack. Sick. Cool. Thank you kindly, Mr. Jack. Let me just check. Has the guild asked for any more counters? Oh. Oh my god, my shoulder is clicking like mad. Do, do, do. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and check, chickity check. Next up is going to be Tyler. Tyler, are you in the chat? Infuego! How you doing, Infuego? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Gas Journey is kicking your ass? Yeah, it does that. Tyler is in the chat, so Tyler, I believe you are up next. I believe you are up next, good sir. You are indeed. You are indeed. Let's go ahead and grab your ally code real quick. Good business. Go ahead and spend all that. Can Maul beat Ray or JML? What do you mean, like Maul Darkside Mandos? Are you talking 3v3 or 5v5? Oh, you're talking territory wars then? Probably. Probably cron dependent, team dependent, that sort of thing. I've not tried that particular counter MM. I'm sorry, dude. Hey, Desi, how you doing, honey? You okay, Desi? All right, let's see what my boy Tyler is looking for. Let's hit that play button, baby. Okay, so Tyler is saying, just unlocked Ray. Thinking about going for gas, but I don't know... But want to know next steps. Okay, wants to know next steps. Fine, you've unlocked Ray. Thinking about getting gas. 5.7 million. I guess my question is, why do you want to get gas? Not that gas is a bad suggestion. Gas is a fantastic unit. Gas is just, unfortunately, a very long unlock. A very long unlock. So it could take you a while. Like, in the time it takes to unlock a gas, you could basically have a GL or a capital ship or something like that, you know? Couldn't be any better. That's perfect. That's perfect. You've bought the Lightspeed bundle. It makes sense now. It makes sense now. So I can see you got Padme over here. I'm guessing if we were to take a look at Separatists, Separatists are going to be looking pretty. Yep. So all looking pretty good. Like, this is more relic levels than I did the gas event with, that's for sure. And then if we were to look at... Oh, let's go to Galactic Republic, I guess. Galactic Republic, we've got Padme, we've got GK, we've got Snips. You've got C-3PO. You need one more star on that C-3PO, buddy. So the investment is Ewoks, I take it. Have you struggled getting the 7-star C-3PO? I know the event is horrendous, but like Princess Nisa turns the event into a joke. Obviously, you need her at 7 stars in order to play the C-3PO event at 7 stars. But it looks like that's the only thing really holding you back. Hey, Chrissy, how you doing? Shouldn't be a problem. Good. Okay. Cool. So, I think, considering you bought the gas Lightspeed bundle, 100%. Get gas. Quick and easy. The only problem, I guess, you'll have with gas is if you haven't already invested in your 501st, it's another investment on top of gas, right? So you'll have to get Rex up and Echo up and 5s and Arc Trooper. Your 5s is already Relic 3, so it's not terrible. But it's just like, don't expect it to be, oh, I've unlocked gas, now I've got a great team. Have you also got the Get 2? The guild event tokens, too, necessary to take gas from 5 stars to 7 stars? Because that's another stumbling block that a lot of people face off against. I'm doing great, Chrissy. Thank you for asking, buddy. Is Get 1, is it? Is it Get 1? See, it's so long ago, your boy Scribble is actually forgetting. You have like 70k. 70k is enough. Yeah, if I remember correctly. 70k is enough. Whip. So you should be completely fine then to get that unlocked pretty quick. Get 1 and Mark 2. You can use Mark II raid currency on gas? Can you really? That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick. It's good to know. I had no idea. Mark II for me is like such a precious resource. 2,000 Mark II. That's expensive, Shaz. What do I think of big picture farming, though? Absolutely. We can totally look at big picture farming. So, you're in a pretty good place here. Looks like you've got Ray and Slacker. Looks like you've probably got Executor already. Is that right? Got Executor. Obviously, you've got Nego because You bought the gas bundle, right? So that's already going to be set up for you. Yeah, you're in a good crossroads right about now. You've even got Starkiller, get you. Is that another Lightspeed bundle purchase? So, C should be a relatively quick and easy unlock for you if you're looking for a quick win here. Also pays off dividends in trying to get that raid team up and running. Let's just have a quick look over here. Yeah, so you need Darth Maul and Sidious, and then you need Newt Gunray geared up. But you've got the gas pack, so you've got Newt Gunray at R5, so it could be as simple as going for C as your next plan. After you got gas, go for C. You'd work on Darth Maul and Darth Sidious as requirements, right? They go hand in hand with Newt. Improves raid performance. You unlock a Galactic Legend. Also feeds into getting stuff like Imperial Troopers. Imperial Troopers get a little bit of loving. You've already got Piet up here. You've already got Ranged Trooper worked on a little bit, so you'll be taking Veers and you'll be taking Stark. Maybe when you get an opportunity, work on this boy Dark Trooper. Get him up there. You've got a semi-decent team. They've kind of fallen off a little bit in recent years, months, recent year. But it's still a pretty solid team, depending on what sort of teams you are facing off against, you know? So, yeah. Big picture, definitely I would say gas into C. After that, it's really up to you. You can choose to focus exclusively on the raid. It's better to do that early on rather than later on. If you're not too worried about raid investment and thinking, you know what, I'm just going to set this one to a side. I'm happy with scoring however much I score right now. Maybe you score 2-3 million. I don't know. Maybe you can't even break 2 million. So maybe you decide to leave it. If that's the case, then you should be looking at some of the better top-end farms. Getting Jabba very quickly gives you a lot of access to Smuggler's Run 2, which gives you access to mod calibration materials, which is really going to help you bulk out the mods that you're going to need in order to start punching up, making events easier, making TB easier, making GAC easier, making TW easier, that sort of thing. Very, very useful. Alternatively, like I said, you can focus on raid stuff. Hey, Alysia, how are you doing today? You've got some good GAC Omicrons rolling here. Treyer is like, I was not expecting to see a relic investment Treyer at this stage. I wasn't really expecting to see Starkiller either. And you've got Captain Rex done. Have you got the Phoenix faction in general? You do. So Lightspeed bundle into Phoenix. You decided to farm up Captain Rex to get yourself a decent Phoenix team. That can work well with Datacrons. You've got some good investment in your Datacrons here for a 5.7 mil account. Like to see it, mate. Like to see it. Bet you're hoping to pull that that Sabine Wren Cron. Let's have a quick look. And IG-11 and Queel. Definitely went full send. Definitely went full send. Still looking for hers? It definitely feels like a 5v5 Cron rather than a 3v3 Cron. You can't really get it to work in threes. Okay. Zori is one that you could consider gearing up in the short term. You've already got your raid team, which means you've got the resistance faction. It's just a case of you will need a Zeta on this leadership, which you already have, which is great. That Omicron is already done, so you could build this out. Zetas are probably going to be so hard for you to come by at the minute. It's still worth gearing up Zori Bliss into sort of low relics, relic 3 at a minimum, so you can start really properly using her in Datacron farm teams. It's just whether or not you feel like you've got the capacity to do it. It's a lot of extra Chirotech. You're out of Zetas? Not surprised. Not yet, really, Jason. We're just chilling. We are out of time. I'm sorry, Tyler. Bear with me. Just going to close the window. Is the news that Urz is coming back, Chrissy? If so, no, I haven't. After what you said about Urz the other day with our combo with him, with your combo with him, I'm so happy he's back. Me too, Omega Kim. Me too. Alrighty. I can't wait for Urz to come back. I think he's not coming back for a couple of months, he was saying in his video. Like November time, I think he said he's coming back. Sorry. Cool. Let's see who's next on our list then. Next on our list. So, reminder, guys, anybody that wants to have a roster review, make sure you follow the link that is pinned in the chat. Should be still pinned in chat for both Twitch and for YouTube if you want your roster reviews. They are completely free. If you want to donate, you'll go up in the priority list and you'll get the next roster review, essentially, unless somebody else is also paid. Thanks for the roster review. You're very welcome, Tyler. Thank you. Building up the anticipation. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's building it up. He's edging us. He's edging us. Next up in our roster review is going to be Dramus Prime. Dramus, you still in the chat, dude? Is Dramus Prime still in the chat? Ba-ba. Sorry, one sec. I was looking at a direct message then. Very sorry about that. Okay, Droptimus, you're here. Good stuff. Love a good bit of edging. Naughty, naughty. You gotta love it. Okay, let's get you up here, buddy. Let's get you up here. Part of, like, it's a little bit of an occupational hazard that I just get messaged a lot. Not as much as people like Arnold do, I'm sure, but I do get quite a lot of messages. Quite a lot of messages just come through in my, sliding through in my DMs, sliding through here, there, and everywhere. Do you know what I mean? All right, cool. So, let's go over here. Restart that timer, baby. Let's kick this off. So, Droptimus, what are you saying? Just got Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, but I'm focusing on Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon Jinn for now. Okay, so what do you want from me, Droptimus? What do you want from me? 5.7 mil. Very interesting that you've got Bo-Katan Mandalore at 5.7 mil. You'll have to tell me a little bit about why you focused on Bo-Katan Mandalore of all things this early in the game. She's very, very good, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a late game farm to be pushing for. So, interesting to know the theory behind that. Bo-Katan at 5 million is insane. Yep. 2% club, baby! Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay, so you say you are working on Master Qui-Gon Jinn and Padawan Obi-Wan. 5 stars on the old Master Qui-Gonulus. Padawan Obi-Wan, also 5 stars. Are you trying to star them up at the same pace? I suppose it doesn't really matter either way. It doesn't really matter either way because, you know, they need to be worked in comparison, in companionship with each other anyway. Now, I guess the big question is, how close are you to actually getting Queen Amidala unlocked? She's too old for you. How old are you, Melkisel? If you say you're like 16 or something, I'll let you off. Honestly, going for the teams that are easy to flesh out, like the Great Mothers and Morgan Elsbeth team I'm working on right now. I have the rest of the Night Sisters at Relic 3 already. Okay, so you got the Night Sister Lightspeed bundle pack, I'm assuming. And you're like, you want to go in on those two. I would say be careful with this sort of approach, Droptimus. 230 shards on Queen Amidala. So, what's that going to take you? 30, 60, 90... Like another 3 or 4 conquests to get the unlock on her? Which is 3 or 4 months away? Is that how that works out? I never know how it works out when you don't Redbox all the time. First world problems, am I right? I guess Bo is 57 in the Mando Season 3. She really? 32-year-old, but Katie Sackhoff, Bo's actress, is 44 years old. Alright. That's not a bad age gap. I mean, not for nothing. I'm 4 years older than you, Melkisel. Mrs. Scribble is 44. Second tier assault battle requires them at 5-star now. There is the assault battles, which are really, really good. I'm not going to deny that the assault battles, Duel of the Fate, is a terrible investment. It's just, I guess it's just kind of like the wider use. It's like you're investing in them just for that benefit. They're not going to perform that well in the raid without Queen Amidala. And they're not going to perform well in other game modes without Queen Amidala, unless you did just Relic 9 them, and then you just Relic 9ing units. I guess the point I'm trying to make... The point I'm trying to make around chasing the newest things is that's all you'll ever invest in. Is if you're trying to be on that treadmill of getting the latest thing all the time, because you're like, I've got the Night Sister bundle, so I'm going to get, I'm going to get Morgan Elsbeth, and I'll get the Great Mothers. We don't even know how the unlock is for Great Mothers just yet. We're assuming she's a marquee, but what if she turns out to be a legendary that requires all Relic 7 Night Sisters? Is that going to be something that you're going to be happy investing in? Because you need to take your Night Sisters from Relic 3 to Relic 7 to get that unlock. And then you get them out, and it's just a team that's about as good as Gungans, which is still pretty good, but it's not as good as, like, getting another GL or getting another capital ship, for example. I'm not saying it's a bad route. I'm just saying be conscious of the pitfalls of investing in new stuff. That treadmill never ends. It never ends. Putting them with Keller and Beck? Yeah, nothing wrong with putting them with Keller and Beck. It's just... The only thing I'm saying is it's not an ideal setup. Padawan Obi-Wan, unfortunately, is so very dependent on having Master Qui-Gon Jinn and Queen Amidala. Without the discipline buff, he's really not that special. Dying for Zetas and Kairos, I bet, buddy. What are the Gungans looking like? Let's check them out. Gungans is no investment right now. I'm not surprised at 5.7 mil. I guess my real question is, what is your actual focus? What are you going for? What's your reach here? Is your guild pushing for, like, stars in TB? Are they pushing for raid performance? Are you just looking to climb in GAC? It's almost certainly too early for them to drop an Inquisitor's Lightspeed bundle. Probably. It'll probably be a Grand Inquisitor Lightspeed bundle, if anything. Fat Phil covered Egnard's spreadsheet regarding Duel of the Fates. R7 is probably the best place to stop unless you absolutely need... you have absolutely no need for a return on investment anytime within the next several years. It takes about 18 months to recoup the cost. I mean, that doesn't even recoup the entire cost. Like, 18 months recoups the cost of the higher tier mats. And that's not terrible. Hey, Alysia, how you doing? Just got into a new guild. Heavy investment on TW. Ah, okay. TW investment. That's kind of crazy. Then they're definitely going to want you to push in on fleets and galactic legends rather than stuff like Night Sisters. If TW is their focus, you need to have GLs, right? No TW competitive guild operates without having galactic legends in them. If you have Queen 2, you get an insane team. Absolutely correct, MM. Absolutely correct. Like, Master Qui-Gon Jinn with Padawan Obi-Wan and Queen Amidala as a total is a fantastic team. In threes, they're monstrously good. And then, of course, you get really good raid performance out of them as well. It's a little bit heavy on the RNG, a little bit heavy on the modding requirement, but it definitely works. Probably will level up Grievous and put the army on Droidica. It's a decent squad. It's a decent squad. Here's Separatists. Ba-da-ba. Yeah, GG, and then you'd be looking at like B1 and Droidica and Maggie and B2. That would be the standard team there. You don't tend to invest in STAP unless it's for 5s. As in GAC. One of your guildies got 10 Gerda keypads in the first event from 2 attempts, 1 refresh. Huge. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, JML being next is fine. I love JML. He brings a lot of value to the roster. Not as useful, in my opinion, as someone like Jabba. Jabba is like the most valuable GL to get, just in general terms. But JML and Jabba share quite a lot as far as farming requirements are concerned. It all comes down to how much and what you've already invested in, I guess. Jabba is the GOAT. He is indeed. I got no problem with working on the Queen Amidala team if you think it'll all time out about the same time. It's just if you weren't getting her for several months, it's a bit of an invest. But hey ho. It's a good roster though, dude. It's a good roster. I like it. I was completely thrown off by that Bo-Katan being there. It's like, holy hell. Bo-Katan at 5.7? Crazy talk. Well, Luminous, I think if they did a Grand Inquisitor Lightspeed bundle, it would probably be $50. It'd probably be $50. And it would probably be like Relic 3 Inquisitors, and you still need to get them to Relic 5. The bow is definitely a PP. Yes, indeed. Alrighty. Good business. Good business. Thank you, Dramus. Dramus Prime. Autobots, roll out. But with the Kairas and starting relic mats. Oh, 100%. Even if it was $50, if people didn't have it, I mean, it's hard to say what is valuable to an individual. I've gone over this several times before, but what is valuable to one person doesn't hold the same value. $10 to one guy might be a lot of money. $10 to another guy might be the equivalent of a penny or 10 pence. You know, 10 cents, I guess you guys call it. FK for a bit. Need to walk the doggo. No worries, Foxy. Right. Okay. All we can do is, when we talk about value, is we can talk about value in comparison to other things within the game, right? Just having a look. No additional counters have been called just yet, so we are free to continue on our roster reviews. Napkin! Napkin, are you still around? Napkin! Napkin 1313. Are you in the chat still, Mr. Napkin Man? Mr. Napkin Head. Ditto. We'll give it another 10 seconds for my boy Napkin. And we have, at this point in time, another 20, roughly about another 20 rosters in the list right now. If you want to get a roster review, guys, make sure you head over to the the pinned link within the chat. Fill out that roster review form, you'll be added to the list. Any donation of £5 or more will get you up on that premium location list. You'll get your roster review for certain this stream much sooner than otherwise. But the only way to win the prize is to enter. That's, you know, theoretically speaking. Napkin, are you around, buddy? Have you gone past mine? Nope, not yet. Not yet. You're another 4 away, I think, buddy. Another 4 away for you, Mr. Spurs, good sir. All right, so Napkin is not around. Shaz Rog. Shaz Rog, are you in the chat, buddy? Mr. Shaz Rog. Ah, same MM. That would be so useful, dude. I would love to have a sandbox mode. But CG have slowly been releasing stuff that we've been asking for years. Like the PC client. Shazrog is indeed here. Mando, you are about 12 away. Good sir. You are about 12 away. Sail away with me, honey. Put your heart in my hands. Alrighty. We have got Mr. Shazrog. Have I done Ufsamarco yet? Nope. Not yet. Okay, so let's see what Shazrog is saying about his roster. Unsure if I should focus more on raid or third GL. So this is less around your roster. This is 7.25 million, right? 7 million and a quarter. 7.25 millions for your GP, Shazrog. This is less around your roster in general, and this is this is around guild attitude, in my opinion. If you're not positioned in a guild that is all of one mind and working towards scoring better rewards, the only reason you should be investing in raid teams is if you are looking to reposition yourself into a better guild, right? If you can go to a guild and say, hey, look, I get 9 million in the new raid. Let me join in. They may well take you when you don't have a roster that would otherwise support their requirements, right? Because a lot of people care about scoring well in the raid. They want to try and get those higher boxes, earn the extra guild rewards, right? That's the point you should be looking at. Is your guild all pushing towards it? Is everybody working on guild teams? If they are, you should also be working on guild teams. And we can talk about which teams to invest in to make that happen, right? Earning 2.4 mil in the raid with Sith and Lumi. Okay, so let's have a look. When you say Sith, I assume you mean Darth Maul and Sidious. So R6 here. So both of them are R6. Do you use Newt as your third? R5. Okay, so you get the 1.2 million, I'm assuming, from... You're getting the 1.2 million at the Relic 5 tier. I'm assuming you're max scoring that with those 3, right? And then you do a R5 Lumi team and score 1.2 million. Guild pushing for the 150 mil crate. And how far off are you? So technically speaking, for your contribution to hit 150 million, you need to be scoring an average of 3 million per player. 3 million per player will get you that 150 million box. You need about 600,000, which typically means just taking things up to the next relic tier, right? So you could do that by just taking Maul, Sidious, and Newt, basically, to R7. Take those to R7. If you can still get that max box, 1.8 million, plus the 1.2 million, that's 3 million in total. That is your share, 1/50th of the 150 mil box. Whether or not you want to invest more to get more personal reward tracks is really going to be up to you. But if you're looking at it from the perspective of, we just want to hit this 150 mil box, I want to do my share, that's all you'd have to do. That would be your quickest solution to get that done. Just take Maul, Sidious, and Newt to Relic 7. And that's it, it's done. Now, the Relic 7 tier might be a bit harder for you to actually finish, but it's an easy solution for you. Does that make sense, Shaz? Degen, Jeff, Degen. Degen, you're not too far away. You're 2 away, buddy. Sounds good? Okay, cool. Good. I'm glad we could clear the air on that one. So that's an easy way for you to just get up to that 3 million threshold. Now, if you wanted to invest further, you have to look at the other teams. You've already got a Lumi team. You've already got a Sith team. There is obviously the B1 glitch at the moment. I would not necessarily recommend investing in that too far. But you've got R5, R5, R5. Ooh. R5? Who are we missing here? Ah, it's the Stap. Stap holding you back. Theoretically, you could probably try and throw in a random 5th that you might have to try and abuse the B1 Battle Droid mechanics. Maybe that will work out for you. Probably need some remodding. I recommend watching a guide on that. But I wouldn't necessarily put all your eggs in one basket there, because they're most likely going to fix that very, very quickly. But it would get you an extra 1.2 mil. It would get you an extra 1.2 mil. If you don't know what the B1 bug is right now, essentially you can get it to land where you can build up infinite stacks of B1 battle droids and then one-shot the rest of the raid. So something to think about. So you might have like a Galactic Republic at R4 that you don't use, for example. Maybe someone like R2-D2. You've got Qui-Gon Jinn. You could throw Qui-Gon Jinn, but he probably goes in the Lumi team, right? GMY, if you don't use him in your Lumi team, don't know. Because your Lumi team is going to be what? Luminara, Qui-Gon Jinn, you'll have to use Kit Fisto. You'll probably use someone like Shakti. No, Shakti's too low relic level. Plo then. So Lumi, Qui-Gon, Kit Fisto, Plo. You probably do use Grandmaster Yoda, don't you? Which means you've not really got an extra relic 5 one, so you'd have to drop down a tier, and that all gets a little bit messy then, you know what I mean? Yeah. The B1 glitch is already patched, is it? Oh, I didn't realize it's been patched already. I thought they were just looking at it. Once you get Maul, Sid, Newt rolling with good RNG, it's so much fun. Yeah, it is, Jason. I agree. I agree. And of course, I have video guides on how to do it. So apart from that, then you said that you are, if you should focus more on GLs or that. So your next GL you're saying could be JML. I like to push more for Jabba, but if you want to go JML, that's absolutely fine. Let's take a look at your fleets. You've got Executor, so that'll tide you over. You can get 1 or 2 more GLs before you start pushing for Profundity. If you're doing JML, you get a little bit of bleed over there with some Rebel fighters. Feed that into maybe eventually going ahead and getting Profundity done as well. Arnold got giveaways to dole out. CG is doing it right. No way, Jason. Is he giving out the same rewards we were? That's sick. CG finally actually talking and working with Arnold. Who'd have thought it? Good business. Anything else you want to ask, Shaz? Patch within a week. Dathomir took like 2 months. No worries, Shaz. No worries, buddy. I didn't see the announcement that they fixed that. When did they fix it? I haven't seen an update on that. Never mind. Yep. Yeah, always got to keep that focus going, Shaz. Always got to keep the focus going. So, next up then is Dotopotamus? Wildly Mediocre Gamer. Wildly Mediocre. Are you still in the chat, good sir? Wildly Mediocre. Guys, just a reminder, if you want to get a roster review, follow the pinned link within inside of the chat. Fill out that form, baby. Mediocre Gamer, are you still in chat? Papa, still in chat. Let me know. Just sound off in that chat right now. Winning by Arnold would be like a 0.000. I mean, he does usually stream to like 3,000 to 5,000 people, right? It's quite a lot. It's, 50 times bigger than any other content creator on Swugger. Okay, looks like Mediocre is not around anymore. So, DGen, are you still around, good sir? Good evening, David. How are you doing today? Good business. I'm out of drink again, guys. This sucks. This sucks. All right. Another day in the retired life. Oh, happy retirement, buddy. I'm just going to get myself another drink and we'll be back, okay? Hey, Mark. How you doing, buddy? Alrighty. Oh, my door didn't close. One sec. The door did not close. Alright, DGen. Good stuff. Still doesn't have as many subs as our Cooks. No, our Cooks is flying, dude. Alright, okay. So, DGen. We'll get to you just now. Sorry about that. It is hot as hell in here. Of course I know him. He's me. Get business. Get business. All right. Let's get you up here. Get you up here. Alysia, where are you on the list? You are quite far down. You are like 20 away. 15. 15, there or thereabouts. There or thereabouts. All right. Let's keep on rolling, baby. Let's see what DGen is asking about. Looking towards Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, but wondering if Profundity or Leia should be a higher priority. Okay. 10.4 million. I'm glad I'm looking at this and seeing 10.4 million and not like 6.5 million. 10.4 million. Just side note, if you're not in the late game, don't worry about Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano. So let's answer the first thing first, right, DGen? GL Ahsoka or Leia, right? That's kind of your first toss-up. I can't, in good conscience, recommend getting GL Ahsoka because we don't know what she does. We have no idea. She could be amazing. She could be phenomenal. She could, like, dog walk all of the other GLs and just make them basically worthless, right? Or she could just be like C and not turn out to be very good. Now, I imagine we can make some assumptions and say she's probably going to be pretty good, right? She'll probably be pretty good because they did a pretty good job with Jabba. They did a pretty good job with Leia. Those were pretty well-rounded GLs. Probably a little bit here on like the more viable end, like good defensively and good offensively. You look at the early GLs. You look at like Rey and Slacker. They're kind of, you know, one or the other. Slacker doesn't really do that well on defense unless he's got some nutty cron. Rey doesn't tend to leave defense because she's more valuable on defense, right? JML never goes on defense. He's offense only. C, offense only, right? Jabba and Leia have struck the balance a lot better. So we can assume maybe she'll be like that. But we don't know. We don't know. We also don't know what the rest of the requirements are. So it's hard for me to say, get Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, because we just don't know what she's going to need, how good she's going to be, and if she's going to come as a fully functioning team. We just don't know enough about it, right? That being said, if you love her, you don't care about like the competitive element of it, then just jump straight on her. Jump straight on her. Everything for Leia right now is known. That's a known element, right? We know exactly what the requirements are. We know how good she is. We know exactly what else she gets from stuff like the Forest Moon. Not the Assault Battle, the Endor thingy, Endor Escalation thing. She gets a crappy thing that sometimes gives you 3 armies, but most of the times will give you 1. So you've loved her character, you fanboy over her. That's a completely different element, right? That's a completely different element. In my personal opinion, when it comes to things that you really love, this is a game. Just get the thing that you really, really like. Because we can talk about competitiveness, we can talk about most efficient routes to go down, we can talk about what are the best actual teams, but ultimately, if you want to have fun and enjoy this game in the long term, you have to sometimes take a moment for you to self and say, actually, I just want to get this new thing. I just want to do this. And that should override anything else. So just, if you just really love Ahsoka, and you're just fanboying or fangirling or whatever over the character, just get her. Just get her. She's going to be good. She's going to be good. You donated, Alysia? I didn't see a donation come through, Alysia. I apologize if I missed it. If you donated, you'll be the very next person. But there's nothing come through. Where did you donate, Alysia? Apologies, let me pause this. I'm just checking through notifications. I'm not seeing anything in Super Chat and nothing in PayPal. Via PayPal. I'm not getting any notifications there. Let me check my phone. Maybe it just didn't ping off on the alerts. I've paused the timer here. Sorry, guys. Let me just check there. I want to make sure that Alysia is not getting screwed over here. There's nothing come through on my side for it, Alysia. You might want to check. You might want to double check that it's gone through. If it's definitely gone through, send me a screenshot. If you're on my Discord, go over there, send me a screenshot. We'll sort it out from there. Okay, buddy? Okay. Sorry. So I'll continue the timer here. Since this time, which raid team should you prioritize? Okay, that's fair. How much do you score at the minute, Jeff? Do you have Gungans? Hard to tell for a 10.4 mil. Okay, so your Gungans team is set. You obviously get yourself a, 1.8 mil here? Because they're not R8 yet. Queen Amidala, R6. Master Q, R7. R7. Padawan Obi-Wan Master Qui-Gon Jinn team. Get that Queen Amidala up to R7 is probably going to be my first port of call here. Now, you don't have Lord Vader, but I wonder if you've got either Newt or Stap, sorry. RJ, thank you so much. We're officially in the same GAC bracket. Are we really, RJ? That's sick, dude. Awesome. Be kind. Don't hurt me. Stap. Stap is at R1. How about Newt? Newt is at R5, which means I imagine your Sidious and your Maul you run there. Okay, so that's your other option, right? Your other option is you could take that Newt to Relic 7. That's going to get you an extra 600k. You could take your Queen Amidala from R2 to R7. That will get you an extra 600k. Long-term investment, you're better off investing in the Queen Amidala Master Qui-Gon Jinn team as high as you are willing to go, because it's always worth it. Relic 7, Relic 8, Relic 9, 100% worth it. Up to you. That's where I would focus first. Small amounts of teams to invest in, minimal number of characters to get the most amount of rewards. That's amazing, RJ. Hopefully we'll match up, buddy. Any other questions you might have, Jeff? Queen Amidala to R7 next relic level. Huge. I like that. It's a really, really solid team as well. Out of signal data, that will never change, Jeff. That will never change. I'm literally right at the end of the game. Well, I'm not at the end of the game at all. There's so much stuff that I need extra relic levels on, but I'm investing in every new character as soon as they come out, and the biggest holdback for me is signal data. Signal data and relic mats. Can't get enough of it. So Alysia, have you jumped into my Discord or anything like that, buddy? We've also had an additional team called for GAC. Not for GAC, sorry, for TW. Where's my Ugnaught team? my Ugnaught team. Didn't we do that on Friday? What was it? 2 Uggies, 1 cup? 2 Uggies, 1 cup? That was a great team. I love it. I love it. Sorry, let me just confirm with my guild what this counter is. Oh, no, it's not a new counter. Apologies, it's not a new counter at all. It's a ping for an existing counter, so we're okay. Damn signal data. I know, Dubois. I really appreciate your input. Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you for taking the time to come around here and hang out with the tribe, the rest of us, talking about people's roster reviews. Wish they would fix the tank datacron bug. Apparently that is getting fixed, but it's not fixed yet. So I don't know when that's going to get corrected fully. Let's have a quick look at our bracket in GAC. I'm changing up the entirety of my defense this round. I've done a complete remod. Oh, thank you, Alysia. Something from with PayPal doing it here? Oh, something wrong with PayPal doing it here. Well, thank you so much, Alysia. We'll get you up now. We'll get you up now. I'm against Leeds. Leeds first. Thank you so much. I'm trying to remember what CHF is, but I can't remember at all. But thank you so much. Okay, so Nerf Herder, Kenobi Rita, Leeds, AJ88, Raxel Supreme. I swear I fought that guy before. There's our Jar Jar. There's our Jar Jar. Yeah, Jay, the shock prods get used about 2 times as often as the computers. Kairos for me right now are not a they're not a bottleneck. I've got about 2,000 of each at the moment. All right, let me get my form up. We're going to be jumping over to Alysia. Alysia. Here we are, Alysia. Apologies. I don't know what was going on with PayPal. But we will get down to you right now. Thank you so kindly for that donation. Do very much appreciate you. Let's get chat back up real quick. You only farm the computers if you need Darkside GL tickets, pretty much, which I don't need. I do not need. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Alysia. So what is Alysia saying? Not sure who to farm at the moment. I want to go for Ahsoka, but I guess it's going to be the same time before she comes around. Going to be sometime before she comes around. End of year, November, December period. I'll get Reva after next TB. Great, but I have 0 Inquisitors. Alysia, are you freeloading on the rest of your guild? Swiss francs. Thank you kindly, Dubois. Are you freeloading on your guild? Are you another Shorker? Getting that relic Reva with no other Inquisitors? For shame. Could also go for Leia or maybe an Amidala team for the raid. I'm just lost. Okay, these are fair questions to have. Fair questions to have, Alysia. So we're at 9.2 mil. Running a DTMG. Look at you. Look at you with the Night Trooper over here. I'm proud of you. Doing a little bit of that wailing on the Night Trooper. Get you. Get you. All right, cool. So R9 JML. Supreme Leader Color Ren. Yep, 4 GLs, 9 million. We could probably have more at this point. You do have Afra. You've got Starkiller. And an R9 Bane. Okay. Cool. What do you score in the raid currently? What do you score in the raid currently? And what's your guild pushing at the moment? There's nothing wrong with going for a new GL, right? If you're fangirling, if you're fanboying. We've spoken about this already. Fangirling, fanboying should always take precedence over what you actually need to do. But I'm always going to offer my advice based on how I would build the roster, based on my priorities, which is going to be effective development of the roster, right? So I wouldn't get a new GL before you've got Jabba. Because you need Jabba. Everybody needs Jabba. It's just vitally important to have Jabba. Get that slug in there. Get those attenuators. Start getting your mods into some real good shape, you know? Getting the rest of GLs, JMK, Jabba, Lord Vader, and C. And then up for Ahsoka. Yeah. Doing around 2.5 mil. We can't even get the 67 mil box. Oof. Yeah, we should definitely be pushing higher than that. We should definitely be pushing higher than that. How are we looking on the Sith here? So we've got Sidious and we've got Maul. Sidious is only Relic 5. Okay, so you can get yourself an extra 600k just by taking Newton Sidious up to Relic 7. That's just 4 Relic levels in total. That's going to get you an extra 600k, I believe. 1.2 million going up to 1,800, 600,000 points, right? So with you going from 2.5 million... That's, you know, what, like a 20% increase, just over 25% increase in your overall score. And that would more than... Well, hang on. Are you saying that most of your guilds score less than half what you're scoring right now, Alysia? I have a feeling your guild might be the problem. Mos Eisley's Hunters. Because I'm kind of curious. 476 million. And you can't hit the... you can't hit that box. You can't hit 67 mil. 67 million, to put it into context, right? Divide that by 50, that's an average of 1.3 million per player. You've got 41 Cs in the guild. That's essentially an easy 41 people that should be able to get 1.2 million minimum. So this is a guild-wide issue. This is a guild-wide issue. And you're doing yourself a disservice by staying in a guild wherein they don't care about performance in the raid. Because they don't care about performance in the raid. We're just looking at one team. One team. There are 41 Cs in your entire guild. That's 41 people that have got Darth Maul, they've got Newt, they've got Sidious. All they need to do, if they really cared about raid performance, is get Newt in there, get that team to R5, that's a 1.2 million team. Get it to R7, that's a 1.8 million team. That's just one team. That's one team. Guildies are lazy. Yeah, it turns my stomach when people are lazy. I cannot abide by people being lazy. I would move personally, Alysia. Personally, I would move guilds because you've got 9.2 million. You can, like, with a little bit of investment, you can easily get over 3 million, and I'm sure you could probably push even further if we looked at a couple of other teams. I'm not sure if you've got Queen Amidala. You've got her unlocked. Hang on. Master Q. Master Qui-Gon still needs 2 stars. Padawan Obi. Padawan Obi-Wan needs 1 star. So you're a little bit away from that. Gungans, how about that? Gungans need some work. Alright, okay. So the only other teams that we're really looking at then is Galactic Republic Jedi. So let's actually go this by Galactic Republic. I'm just getting an idea of how your roster is developed. We've got Shaq 2, we've got GMY, we've got Qui-Gon Jinn. We're missing some of the key stuff like Keller and Beck, but you've got the Lumi team. So, I mean, you've obviously bought the Lumi pack. You've bought the Lumi pack. That's a 1.2 million team in and of itself. So 1.2 million team with the Sidious team, that's going to be 2.4 million. If you put a little bit more investment, that's going to be 3 million team in and of itself, right? That's just 2 teams. Easy, low-hanging fruit for you. The rest of them are going to require some investment. Now, you can choose to either go Gungans or you go Queen Amidala. My initial preference would be Queen Amidala if you really want to pump that raid score. Get that team up there. Obviously, it's going to be a while because that's 2 characters that you need to use Cantina energy to get the shards for, and then it's a bunch of Kyrotech, and then it's a bunch of signal data. So that's going to take time. And the reason I'm telling you to go to a different guild is because you will do all that investment and you will spend 2-3 months getting those team invested, and you'll turn around, your guild is still doing bugger all. And you've just done all this for yourself, and nobody else in the guild gives a fuck. Find a new guild. That's my roster review development for you. Try to tell you guys about the mold team too many times. Yep. It's a low investment. It's a low investment to get really good rewards. And Jason's absolutely right. If you really do get on with people in your guild, talk to them. If they are also performing and they're looking to improve and they want to try and do stuff, grab those guys, go somewhere else. You'll find a better guild instantly. Instantly find a better guild. Just need to make sure that the guild you go to meets your requirements. Are the time zones pretty friendly? Are they actually, do they all have the right mindset? They want to perform better in the raid, you know? What's the Newt team? Need to look up a video. Ben, if you check out my channel, I've got a playlist of raid teams that I use. But the Newt team is Maul lead with Sidious and Newt. That's it. 3 characters. 3 characters, and they can max score. "30 people from his guild are under 1 million. And 5 of them didn't even attack. God damn. Not good enough." Yeah, like, unfortunately, being I know we've got to move on here. Any further questions, Alysia, I'll let me know. I know we've got to move on, but it's really important in this current meta, in the game's climate. If you are actually looking to be somewhat competitive and generate and develop at a decent pace, is not necessary. You don't necessarily have to be in the biggest guild in the world. You don't. You just have to be in the guild with the right mindset. You have to be in the guild with the right mindset. People don't have to whale. People don't have to have all the latest shit. But everybody in the guild has to be on the same page. Or at least like 3/4 of the guild on the same page. If you've got 40 out of 50 players that are all pushing really hard, you're always going to have 10 to 15 that are just kind of a little bit laissez-faire. That's okay. That's okay. But if you're all working towards the same thing, be that TB or TW, or you're just like GAC players or whatever, or you really want to do well in the raid, as long as everybody or the majority of the players in the guild have that same mindset and are willing to do the right thing together, then you're in the right place. Doesn't have to be an endgame guild. It can just be the people with the right approach, right? Try and find it. If you didn't go for the raid, Lair or Jabber? Jabber. Just because of the benefits. Like, as far as PvP and TW, GAC performance and Rote performance, Jabber and Lair are about equal. You know, they both do the same sort of stuff. They'll both win you GAC matches, and they'll both help you win TW, and they'll both do really well in Rote. But Jabber gives you access to Smuggler's Run 2, which gives you better modding. Lair gives you access to 1 to 3 additional Omicrons a month and some Shard Shop currency and some crappy gear. Like, Jabber edges it as far as value to your roster is concerned. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, good business. Good business. Let's see. Who is next? Who is next? Let me get the roster review list up real quick. Real quick, lickety-split, splickety-lick. So we did Shaz Rog, and then we did Wildly Degen, sorry. So Luke, are you available? Anybody that wants a roster review, make sure you follow the pinned chat link within the chat. That will take you over to a Google form. You fill out that Google form. It'll add you to my wonderful, wonderful lot roster list here, and I can just pick out all of your people. First come, first served basis. If you want to jump the queue, go ahead and make a donation through PayPal. I will accept also donations through biddies or through YouTube super chats, and that will let you jump the queue, essentially. So, Luke, are you in the chat? Once you guys agree on what you like to do and then advertise it in Discord and forums and find the right fit? Absolutely, Jason. Don't be afraid to turn down potential recruiters if they don't suit your needs. 100%. Could do a whole video on finding the right guild. But I'll try my best, Maurice. Absolutely, buddy. Boom, 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 boom. So, 20 seconds, Luke. Luke. Unfortunately, I gave my kitten a sus, and they always get hairs on my nose. So it makes me very itchy. All right, no Luke. We're skipping Luke. Chad. Absolute Chad. Chad, are you in the chat? Mr. Chadulus Prime. Chad's in the chat. How you doing, Chad? All right, let's get your ally code input into my game right now. We'll get you up live in front of the tribe. Let's see what we got working with here, buddy. Just a Chad or a Giga Chad? I guess we'll have to wait and see. What do you think? All right, so our boy Chad over here currently is finishing up Starkiller and working on the Executor. Not sure what to do afterwards. All right, Chad, both of those units, both of those farms are Chad moves. Great characters. Great ships. What's not to love? 3.2 million. I like the early push for Executor. I'm not sure why you went for Starkiller. Maybe you just like super fanboy over Starkiller. Can't blame you. Starkiller's pretty sick. Boop, 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 doo. All right. So, and you've got Afra. All right, Chad, I've got some questions for you, buddy. I got some questions for you, my dude. 3.2 million. I love you pushing for Executor. That's huge. But why on earth do you have Afra and Starkiller? Like, I'm not saying they're bad units. It's just typically they come later. I don't know if you bought like the Starkiller Hyperdrive bundle, Lightspeed bundle, and that sort of gave you a leg up. But the Afra choice is a very weird one. She does do great stuff. Just not that great. Fun to do? Fine. Fine. If it was just like, I just wanted to, why not? They're very useful. Very useful. Okay, cool. So, finishing up the Sexecutor. This is all very good business. That'll be a massive boost to your fleets. I like it. You've already got Sith Eternal Emperor, so you've got your first GL. You'll have your first proper legendary ship in the Executor. These are both very good things. So you don't know what to do afterwards. Afterwards really comes down to, as we've spoken a couple of times in the stream today, right? What is it that your guild is pushing for, and what is it that you want? If you want to be performing better in areas like TW and GAC, then we have to go a little bit more GAC focused. If you want to perform better in raids, that's a completely separate issue. Now, you've already got C, so you're going to have some investment in the Sith that you need. We're looking at characters like Darth Maul and Sidious, of course. But then if you just go ahead and get your Newt up and running, maybe you've already bought a Lightspeed bundle, I don't know. You've already got Newt up and running, so you've got one team already working for you. That's kind of sick. Your guild is pretty casual, so not much there. Okay, then the ball is entirely in your court. Essentially, if the guild is casual, I would personally focus on making sure you get two things done. First and foremost, you want to solidify that crystal income from Fleet Arena. You're about to unlock Executor, I think you said. So, what does your Fleet Arena look like? When you look at that top 50 Fleet Arena, what are you seeing ahead of you? Are you in an old account that has sort of dropped off and you're rejoining the game? Or is this actually just a new account and maybe you haven't really been climbing in Fleet Arena every day? I can see Twitch chat, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Spurs. Spurs, I apologize. Are you Luke? We'll go back to you. Oh, I apologize. Oh, okay. I apologize. Sorry. I didn't realize Lieutenant Spurs was Luke. Sorry, buddy. So, your guild is pretty casual. You can get top 50 with my current Fleet Arena, but it's very competitive. Yep, that's fine. Started last year during the anniversary. Okay, cool. So, yeah, it's only about an 8-month, 9-month-old shard in general. So, I think when you get your Executor then, you will be able to climb quite well. Executor is going to give you that oomph that you need to get up into the higher echelons of Fleet Arena and start getting that crystal payout. You want to be top 10, top 5, preferably number 1 in Fleet Arena. That is your primary goal if you're looking for fast development, because that's 400 crystals a day that you can earn. 400 crystals a day is a big, big boost to your income and will let you develop your roster at a really fast pace. It'll also really help you in GAC. You'll get out of Bronzium like lightning quick. You messed up and put your name here. Oh, all good, Spurs. All good, buddy. Eleni, thank you so much for becoming a subscriber of the tribe. You're a huge individual. So, Executor is going to be great. Start climbing up in Fleet Arena. Hopefully, you can climb all the way into the top 10, potentially further. Really depends on what sort of fleets you are looking up against and which fleets you are facing off against in Fleet Arena. You might come across other execs or Leviathans or Profundities. Really depends how whaley your fleet shard is. Bad matchups? It can happen, buddy. Should you go for a defensive GL next, since I have C, Afra, and soon to be Starkiller? It's a decent enough question. C is obviously a predominantly offensive-based GL. He can, of course, work very well on defense, but requires very particular teams to work with and requires Datacron investments and friendly Datacrons to work with. So C is obviously very offensive-based. Now, you could, of course, get a defensive GL, someone like Ray, but I think overall, you would rather focus on a GL that can work rather flexibly. So, we're talking about your Jabbas, your Leias, JMK. You know, potentially you could look at someone like JML, but I don't think that really fits the remit too well. It depends on what else that you actually have in your roster. It's way too early days. You've got that flexibility where everything is kind of far away, so you've got freedom to go wherever you want. Obviously, teams like Slacker, teams like Afra, they work predominantly very offensive-based, but being overly offensive is still okay, because it can still win you GACs by being more efficient than your opponent. Jabber always gets my vote, Chad. Every single day of the week. Now, generally speaking, what I'll say long term, and I know we're out of time right now, Chad. What I'd say long term is that you generally want to try and have, like, once you've got Executor, get to about 3 GLs, then get Profundity, then get to about 5 GLs, then think about getting Leviathan, and then finish off your GLs, and then get all your other legendaries and stuff like that. The order that you do it on, as long as you get that Jabber super quick, I don't really care about the rest. Get the Jabber super quick so you can get all that benefit as quickly as possible. If you're not worried about raid performance, that can wait until the next raid comes out, maybe the one afterwards, you know? Cool. Good business. Good business. Good business. Alright. Thank you, Chad. So, Luke, I'm sorry, Lieutenant Spurs. Do apologise for my tardiness there. Luke. Let's get you up and running, baby. Get you up and running. Alright then. So, Luke, what are you saying? Any help and guidance? I mean, I'll try my best. So, 8.3 million. 8.3 million, Erodium 2, at least slacker as far as GLs are concerned. This is a good amount of GLs. This is a very good amount of GLs for 8.3 million. Colour me impressed. And the funny thing is you do actually have Lord Vader. So the only GL that you're missing right now is Leia, right? You're just missing Leia at the moment. This is really solid. So I guess a couple of things, Spurs, mate. What is your guild's goals? Are your guild focusing on the raid? Ooh, this is your big downfall. You need fleets, dude. You need fleets like 3 months ago. 4 months ago. So this is where your focus should be. You're 1 relic level away from Leia. Cool. Finish off Leia. Get Executor. Get Profundity. Get Leviathan. You, like, at this point, you have all the GLs. I don't know why you've gone all this way and not gotten yourself a good ship. You're leaving so much crystals on the table here. Like, Outride was not invested in. You don't have Executor. You don't have Profundity. You don't have Leviathan. I mean, not that I would necessarily expect. 8.3 million with all these GLs is really good. I'm not trying to downplay how good your ground game is, but your fleet game is non-existent. It's completely non-existent. And that's going to cost you. Like, you could definitely be winning GACs just based on fleet game, on ground game alone. You could just, like, stonewall people that you face off against. But without the fleets, you just miss out on so much. 172nd in Fleet Arena. Focus on fleets. If I was you, I would just get the one that's closest. It's probably going to be Executor, because Executor is the easiest in that respect, because you already get a couple of the characters. You've already got Admiral P at Relic 5. These guys are Relic 3. So, you know, just investing in Executor early. You've probably got Bounty Hunters already geared up. Get Executor first, because that's the quickest fleet for you to unlock. After that, I would push straight away and get Profundity, unless you have loads of investment in your Sith Empire. Which you don't. So, should aim for number 1 in Fleet Daily? If you can, absolutely. It's just free money. It's free in-game money in the bank. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd go Executor, Profundity, or Leviathan. Just get all of that. Like that. That is your sole focus after you've gotten yourself Princess Leia, Galactic Legend Leia Organa. Once you've got her, your entire focus should be your fleet. Might want to put a little bit of loving into the Inquisitorius, Grand Inquisitor in particular, just to help his fleet. Deliver, thank you so much for the resub over there. 4 months, my boy. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Being overly offensive is still okay. Scribe 2024. Thank you, Wolfie. Oh my days. Wolfie, I did say those words. They came out of my mouth. Once I'm done with Leia, my only focus are fleets and bringing up some tunes to make teams usable. Yep, absolutely. I mean, you can totally bring up a couple of tunes, I'm sure, but let's have a look. Like, the easy hanging fruit is always going to be stuff like Zori. You could get Zori to work with your resistance, for example, because you've got a full resistance team up and running. We could have a look at your rebels. You've got triple Zetas, double Zetas. Your CLS team is okay, isn't it? Yeah, there's 3PO and Chewie. CLS team is okay. You could do Phoenix, of course, because you're going to have Captain Rex up there already well and geared. They do some decent stuff, especially with the latest Datacron set and 5v5 environments. You could obviously think about raid teams and stuff like that. Iden for your Empire fleet. Yeah, you could do Iden. That would be Imp Troopers again, but you'd have to do like Iden. You'd have to take up people like Range Trooper, Stormtrooper. You could do Shaw, Death Trooper, that sort of thing. All this would help round this out. Dark Trooper for sure to help out the Imperial Troopers. Dubois, thank you for the resub, brother. 2 months for Dubois. Thank you kindly, good sir. Every step we take brings us one step closer to that R9 cup at the top. I'm actually glad he's still over 100 subs away because there's too many relic things that I need to get done. No worries, Deliver. No worries, buddy. So, Spurs. Spurs, my good sir. Does that give you a general idea of where you need to go? Honestly, I would literally just do like exec first because that's really quick and easy grind for you to do. Then go into either Profundity or Leviathan. And when you're done with that one, fix the other one. If you want to do low-hanging fruit, you can do stuff like Zori. You could do stuff like Dark Trooper. You can build out your Iden squad to help out with your TIE Defender fleet, you know? So, Cup. Absolutely not, Dubois. It would be a shame if somebody dropped 100 gifted subs. I would be very surprised if somebody even gifted 10 subs, let alone 100 subs. Good stuff, Spurs. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. And sorry we missed you earlier. Hang on, let me... Yeah, it's 119 away. Ugh. That's perfect, thanks. If you want to laugh, though, you should look at how bad your mods are. Oh, God. I mean, Jabba's got speed mods on him. I mean, I would like him to be a hair quicker. Lord Vader? He could definitely use more protection, but he's Relic 7, so I mean... Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Let's think. Let's look at Rey, for example. Offense and health sets. She's very slow. Low health. Oh, my days. Yeah, your Rey is an abomination. Abomination! Fix it. Get better mods. Correct, double shooter. That is absolutely correct. Yeah, Spurs. Work on your mods, bro. Work on those mods, brother. Work on those mods. They're never in. Good business. Good man, Spurs. Good man. Unfortunately, mods take forever and a day. All right, I've got another call for a team in TW, so we're going to run that, and then we're going to jump straight back over to roster reviews. Okay, guys? All right, we've probably got another maybe half hour, 45 minutes of roster reviews, and we'll wrap it up. So, against the Broken Seer teams. Like this one here. Okay. I'm using CLS, apparently. Request. Epetuk. %, health cron. Go after Malicos and kill Linseer. Okay. Let's go ahead and use those rebels. A CL, hell yes. Attack again, Kron. Why not? We're going straight in on Malikdi's nuts. Those Rey mods were something. They were, MM. They were. Alright, let's go. Do. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, wow, that did, like, no damage. I'm happy to see that. Oh, dearie, dear. Okay, now we're doing something. I'm not sure why he interrupted. Yeah, let's get rid of the foresight. Okay, let's just get rid of Malicos. That also works. Just get rid of Malicos, guys. Just kill him. Just kill him. Let's shrug it off, although we're all got buff immunity. Get rid of all that crap. Yes, good. Defeat the seer. Silly little seer. Oh, I'm sorry, Caltestes. You weren't having such a good time, were you, good sir? Chewie, go. Brrrt. Oh, come on, Chewie. Slapped around the face by a Wookiee with a Wookiee bowcaster. Nice. They got absolutely Shrek'd. Shrek-a-rude. Bum, 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 bum. All right, good business. Sorry, I'm just checking up on guild chat real quick. All right, good business. Good business. Let's go back here. Banished to the Shadow Realm. Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got about 45 minutes left, I would say, of roster reviews. Next up is going to be deGuardian, Brian. deGuardian or Brian. Don't forget, if you want to join in on these roster reviews, time is of the essence. Make sure you follow the link in the description up above. Any donation of £5 or more will get you on the priority list and you will get reviewed 100% for certain. Hey, what's going on, Scott? How you doing today, buddy? Oh no, we did Brian earlier, didn't we? Sorry. We did Brian earlier. Actually, JP, are you still around? I know you said you had to leave soon. So we might try and get JP done. Can you see how far away I am? Would be 5, 10, I'd assume. Drukey. Let me see Drukey, buddy. Yeah, you're another... Yeah, about 10 away, buddy. You're still here. No problem. This is a one-off, guys. We don't tend to skip the queues, but, you know, sometimes you just got to be a little bit friendly, you know what I mean? No worries, JP. I believe this should be your roster. Let me know if this is not your roster, good sir. Mando. Can you see? Oh, I've done that one. I'm still here. Thanks for this. All good. Your first gag back from 2 months break and your first opponent is 6 GL 7.7 mil. Ouch. Painful. Okay, good. Good stuff, JP. Good stuff. So, JP is saying, best next thing to do, busy with Executor and Inquisitors. Now, I'm going to make an assumption here. I'm going to assume 4.8 mil getting Executor and Inquisitors is huge. I'm going to assume that the Inquisitors is a guild request. Is that right? Is your guild just trying to unlock Reaver at the moment? Jedi Master JP, thank you so much. Appreciate the sub. So, is the... Sorry. Oh my god. Pain behind my eye. Is the Inquisitorious farm a guild request to unlock Reaver? It feels like it is because, generally speaking, you don't tend to get around about 5 million GP accounts pushing early for Inquisitors. They're a big, heavy Chirotech farm. It's a great team, don't get me wrong, great team, but it's not common to see it this early. Want to switch over to double rote. Gotcha, JP, and you're thinking extra Reaver shards would be good. Did you miss anything, Amy? No, not yet. We're just doing roster reviews. I'll check that out in a second, buddy. Let's just get through this roster review real quick. 5 minutes time, we'll check for you, okay? Yeah, okay. So, I'm not against the Inquisitorious farm. It's still a very, very good team, and it feeds into a very, very good fleet with Empire. So, you might want to consider investing in your Iden and making sure that that TIE Defender gets up there to that 7-star point. After that, you do need to have the Scythe and the TIE Interceptor. So, how far away are those farms from being 7-star for you? Let me know that in the chat when you get a second. See what the progress is. Oh, you've got good progress on the Inquisitors, actually. Very good progress. Ufsa macro. Ufsa macro. Ufsa macro. Ufsa macro. Let's see. You're about 5 away. You're about 5 away. So yeah, how far away are you from the Scythe and the Interceptor? Those two fleets are important to get sure. Because if you're already doing Inquisitorius and you're going to get Grand Inquisitor, you want to have those ships unlocked as well. So apart from that, you do want to invest in your Iden just so that you can get that TIE Defender up to 7 stars. Get her to like Relic 3 at a minimum, I would say. Relic 5 would be better. Nearly done with all the Empire ships for Empire. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright. Cool. So after you've done your Executor, after you've done your Imperial Troopers, or your Inquisitorius, sorry, I'd want to say that C is a quick and easy GL for you to unlock, which would be the case. But also you've got JML, which is strange. You don't often see people have JML as their first GL. I like it. JML's a great, great GL to have. Push for Jabba. Push for Jabba. You're going to have some bleed over there, even if it means you're going to have to start a certain amount of those marquee farms from scratch. You know, you're looking at your Hutt Cartel faction in particular. You've already got some of them, obviously, but, you know, things like Santi and things like Bausch and Skiffguard Lando, it's early days investments. Doesn't mean you should ignore the farm. Think about end rewards, not about the cost necessarily of getting there. By cost, I mean, you know, time investment, relic levels, signal data, gear, all that sort of business. Hutt Cartel is 100% worthwhile going for. Get that Jabber unlocked after your Executor, obviously. You have a lot farm, just not at 7 star. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. So, like I said, you could either push for C for a quick unlock, because you're going to have some of the factions already built out. Looking at Imperial Troopers, you're relatively close with Veers and Stark. You just need a few more investments here and there. It's going to help build out an Imperial Trooper for you team for you eventually. You'll just have to farm a Range Trooper and Dark Trooper up afterwards. Don't necessarily have to do that right away, but something for you to consider just to round out a team. It's a fun team. It's just fallen off a little bit in recent months. So you could go for C, push into Imperial Troopers to get a team. Alternatively, you could just push straight for Jabba right after you've finished with your Inquisitors, after you've obviously got Grand Inquisitor to help your guild get Reaver shards. And then when you get the Reaver unlock, immediately invest in her. Fantastic team. GL killing team. Really, really solid units. So you've got a lot of options. A lot of doors are opening up for you at the moment. Let's have a look. Do you have any investment in your Rebels already? You've already got Han Solo at Relic 8. That's huge. That's huge. So this is already working towards Jabba. I love it. I love it. I guess what I would say is getting C under your belt, getting Jabba under your belt, maybe at that point you start thinking about another fleet. Alternatively, you could keep pushing there, taking a look at other GLs. Maybe raid performance matters more to you at that point. Really depends what sort of position your guild is in, how you feel about it. Raid rewards are the best rewards in the game. I'll always say that. They are the best rewards in the game. They are the ones that let you get those higher relic levels. They let you get those relic 7s, those relic 8s, those relic 9s. It's what really unlocks that capability. What's going on, Koi? How you doing today, dude? So think about that. You know, the best investments there really are Gungans and Queen Amidala. Thank you kindly, whoever that was.
Reached not, double shooter, tipped £5. Hi, great vids. Would
Oh.
love to get a roaster review.
A roaster review. You can have a roaster review. Thank you kindly, good sir. They want us to have at least 2 teams for the raid. We are hitting box 3 currently. So if you were to push in for C, you would get yourself Darth Sidious and you would get yourself Darth Maul. So you just need to have Newt then as well. Now, I don't know if you've got one of those Lightspeed bundles, but let's have a look. Your Newt is starred up, no gear. Sidious you would get as part of doing the C farm. And you have the stars for Darth Maul. So that's one thing that would be a feather in your cap if you pushed for C instead of Jabba, is you would get 2 out of the 3 characters that you need for a 1.8 million point scoring team, right? So I think, JP, you should probably not look at it so much as number of teams for the raid rather than scores. Looking at scores per character, right? Per person in the guild, you want to say, we need to have X number of points in the raid, right? So if you want to hit, 50 million GP, everybody needs to score 1 million within the raid, because you can do that by being very focused in one team or having shit investment in 5 teams. Do you know what I mean? I prefer to go down the route of let's get 1 really good team and then 2 really good teams and then 3 really good teams. So the good investments out of the teams available to you are those that are going to pay off in other farms, like the Sidious Newt team, right? Sidious Maul Newt, or teams that are very, very good in other game modes, like Gungans and Queen Amidala. Are they still open? They are indeed. We're going now for another 40 minutes or so. We've just had 1 premium review come in, so we're going to do that one first. But the roster list is quite long, so if you want to guarantee a spot for a roster review, it'll have to be through a donation, because we do have about 20 other rosters to get through at the moment. We're not going to get through all of those in this time frame, okay? So let me take a quick toilet break. I'll be back, and we're just going to jump on Rett Not. Rett Not, have you filled out the form as well, Rett? You have indeed. I can see you on the roster review here. So absolutely. We'll get into Rett Not. I just need a quick pee. We'll be back. Amy, you are the next free-to-play list. So if nobody else donates, you'll be the next person on the list. Alrighty. Alright, so Rett Not, Fret Not, you might even say. Fret Not, you are going to be next on my list. Thank you kindly once again for the £5 donation. Really do appreciate that, good sir. That going directly towards our Dark Trooper Peridia. We got 105, so we're still £45 away, but hey, I'll take it. We've made some good progress today, and I thank you lot for all that. Alright, Mr. Rett Not. Let's go ahead and see what you are saying. How can I help you today? Your roster is mostly light speed bundles with some fill-ups. So I have a really wild farming path and tend to jump from project to project. Stop doing that, Rett. Don't jump from project to project. That's my first bit of advice for you. Not finishing your farms. Start a farm, finish a farm. That's your new mantra. Okay? Start a farm, finish a farm. 5.5 mil GP, currently sitting Kyber 4. Congratulations, 5.5. You've hit Kyber. Very happy for you, dude. I mainly like to hear your opinions on how to proceed with the roster. Little bit pay to play. That's okay. Like which teams or GLs should be next. Currently working on an Executor and some core teams like CLS and Treya, but changing my opinion on what to do quite a lot. Okay, work on Executor. Forget about Treya, forget about CLS. That's my first bit of advice, and I'm not even looked at your roster. Okay, I can see over here. Wow, this is a young account, right? How long you been playing, Rett? How long you been playing, buddy? This is a young account. 5.5 mil, but you're able to get first in fleet with Negotiator. Sure, you've got... Wow, get you with Negotiator Marauder. That means you've got Bad Batch geared up as well, right? You are a crazy son of a gun. You are a crazy son of a gun, Rett. I'm going to say it right now. Crazy son of a gun. All right, cool. So, let's think about this. Ray and Slacker, because of the Lightspeed bundles, you've got great stuff like Starkiller. You're obviously going to have your Night Sisters geared up. You even went so far as to get Merrin geared up, which probably means you've got Jedi Knight Cal as well. You got Cal as well? Not yet, because you don't have OG Cal. That's okay. That's okay. We'll let you off on that one. 10 months, I guess, something around that. Yeah, pretty young account so far. So, my advice to you is yes, get Executor. There's not as much of a rush for you because you're already claiming first in your Fleet Arena. All I'll say is your days of being in first in Fleet Arena are probably numbered with the Negotiator. 10 months old, you know, people are going to start building up their Negotiators, their Profundities, and not Negotiators, Executors and Profundities at this point, and they'll start knocking you down, and then it'll be a real struggle for you. You want to try and maintain first in Fleet. So getting that Executor as soon as possible will be great, because eventually, you know, we're talking in several months' time now, when it gets to 7 stars, you'll give yourself a better chance at staying relevant within the Fleet Arena. Yeah, really great way to get number 1 in Fleet Arena early. Get that gas pack straight over there, immediately, boom, you got a Negotiator, happy days. This is great as well, because you've got your Grievous up there, which means, I don't know if you've got Malev. Okay, no Malev at this point, but, you know, you don't have to spend anything on Negotiator, so everything is going towards Malev as far as guild event currency, right? Get to is concerned, I want to say, is for Malevolence. So that's good. I would tend to dissuade you from trying to go for things like Jedi Knight Revan and CLS. You really want to be focusing on the big ticket items, the big GLs. That's going to give you a real big advantage, you know? Once you've got to about 3 GLs, which could be C very easily. C would get you very, very easily because, you know, you've got Piet over here. Oh, you're in Troopers. But oh, look at you, you've already got Veers, you already got Stark. Come on, man. You're halfway there. You're living on a prayer, brother. You're living on a prayer. You've got Thrawn unlocked. He's just not invested in right now. Yeah. No, you're looking fine here, buddy. So you could get C as a really easy, just dip in, let's get a quick GL. Extra offensive base. Not before you get your Executor, though. Get your Executor first and foremost. Ignore things like CLS and Treyas. CLS, in particular, requires a heavy investment in Zetas to get off the ground and running. With the amount that you've been spending, I'm not saying you spent shitloads, but you've spent money on Lightspeed bundles. I can't imagine you've got boatloads of Zetas just kicking around, wondering what to do with them all, right? So I think you need to be a little bit conservative with these Zetas and not think about throwing 5 Zetas or so on a CLS squad. I hate it when I do that. Let's check it out. Rebel. Okay, so you got 1 on CLS, 1 on Han Solo, none on Chewbacca, none on Chewpio. C-3PO doesn't necessarily need any, I'll be honest. But that's okay. Because, you know, you can put an extra 2 here and 2 here and 2 here. It's a lot of Zetas to be throwing for a team that is good, but not that good. Not good enough to warrant all of those Zetas for your roster at this point in time. You can double back to CLS. You know, you can finish off that account later on. Let's come back here. So C is the quick and easy one. Then you want to look at anything else that you might be able to do. Now, you can look, as I've said several times today on the stream, you can look to build out Hut Cartel. Excuse me one second. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. You can look to build out your Hut Cartel to get Jabber unlocked so that you can start earning additional mod slicing materials and work on your mod game as well. That is a forever game. You'll never have enough mods, believe me. Thank you, Foxy. Disgusting. Yeah. Now, there's nothing wrong with things like Treyarch. I want to make sure you understand that. Treyarch is a fantastic, fantastic team. It's just, right now, it's not the thing that you really need. Yeah, this is such a good roster. 5.5 mil. This is a crazy roster, dude. I wish my roster looked like this at 5.5 mil. Yeah. Okay, and I wouldn't worry about the latest and greatest. If you want to push for some raid teams, I think you go for the low-hanging fruit that we've discussed already on the stream. Darth Maul, Sidious, Newt, that sort of thing, right? Work on building up your GLs first. Low-hanging fruit like C is easy. Push for things like Jabba. After you've done Jabba, do JML. JMK and Lord Vader, they can tend to wait. Queen Amidala is not a GL. Padme is who I meant. Padme Amidala. Padme Amidala? Leia Organa. The daughter, not the mother. Sorry, guys. My brain's getting fried in this heat right now. Thank you, Trodat. Leia Organa can be a later game unlock. Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, we've said already, not something you should really be concerned too much about. We need to know what she can do, what she can bring to the table before you bring anything else. I'd like to try and dissuade you from looking at things like Jedi Knight Revan and CLS and Darth Revan and all that sort of business. Work on getting up to like 5 GLs, get your second legendary capital ship, either Profundity or Leviathan. Either one works. Leviathan is better for long term. And then work from there. As we're getting new GLs come out, you'll have to reassess. Bane is a GL. He basically is. He basically is. It's funny you mentioned that, actually, Amy. Because I've been working on a thumbnail, which basically talks to that. Because I'm thinking about doing a YouTube short series focusing on individual characters. So it'll be like a highlight on characters. Quick, snappy, 40 seconds, roughly. 40 seconds of, you know, take a look. This is Bane. Bane can give you this and this. He requires this. This is the farming path. He beats this team and this team and this team. That sort of thing, you know? No worries, brother. Hope it was useful. Get all the GLs first. It's not necessarily all the GLs. It's get all the legendary, the top-end legendary stuff first. So you want to get Jabber as soon as possible because of mods. You want to get good fleets so that you can stay relevant in Fleet Arena. Stay at the top of that Fleet Arena forever. Once you're there, you hang on to that thing like it's your lifeline. That's 400 crystals every single day. That's literal money in the bank. Thankfully, focusing on GLs and focusing on ships also turns into good performance in GAC and in Territory Wars. And eventually, you use the benefits you gain from those high-paying game modes to feed the rest of your roster. And build out for other game modes. Build out for TB. Build out for raids. Because you've got all this extra income. I tend towards running out of teams in Kyber, but GLs block me off worse. That's right. That's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. Cool. Well, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that, Rett. Alrighty. Alrighty. We've probably got 3 or 4 extra roster reviews in, guys. 3 or 4 extra roster reviews left on this list. I believe Amy is going to be next. Amy is next up. If you do want to have a roster review at this point, if you're not on the free-to-play list, if you're on the free list right now, you're most likely not going to make it. It's going to be Amy, Ano, and Brady are the next 3 on the free roster list right now. If you want to get in, it would have to be a donation from you, guys, because I'm running out of time. All right. Let's get Amy up and running, shall we? Should do a video on all the Sith with Bane and what they can beat. My only problem with a full Sith team with Bane is that it's incredibly banner inefficient. Bane quite literally kills his own team to feed himself, which is a really cool thematic way of getting it done, right? It's a really cool thematic team, but you take that in TW, you take that in GAC, and you just piss away banners. So it just doesn't make sense. Every stream, it starts again, Scott. Every stream, it gets purged because I don't want to be going in. It's a big waste of time if I'm going in at the start of every stream and I'm asking people, are you still in the chat? You know? I'll be spending more time asking people if they're in the chat than I would actually doing roster reviews. Alrighty. Let's get Amy up here then. No, that's still Rett. Sorry, I thought I grabbed Amy's ally code. Alright. What's Amy saying? Admiral Bubbles. What a great name. Relic, Gar, and ISC to counter gas. Star Killer after that. Almost done with Executor. Okay. I love it. 5 million GP and you're thinking about Gar ISC to counter gas teams. It's not where I would focus, but it is a lot of fun. So I can totally let you off the hook. Maul Mando's teams are incredibly fun to play. You don't necessarily need Maul. I'll check to see if you have Maul. You don't have not OG Maul. You don't have Conquest Maul, but Gar and ISC, Relic 5, Imperial, Super Commando, Gear 12. So you're working up to get ISC to Relic 3, Relic 5, something like that, so that you can go in GACs, in particular in 3v3, and hopefully counter gas. Right now, with Datacron games, it can be funky, but I can't imagine at 5 million GP you're facing players with boatloads of really good Datacrons or really good modding. So Gar and ISC probably at this stage will work very well to counter gas. More importantly, it's just a very fun team to use. Just make sure you mod them correctly. You're going to need to have a lot of tenacity on ISC and Gar to make sure they don't get dazed by gas, okay? You're looking at about 160+% tenacity if you can. Gar R5 for the DC. Gotcha. Gotcha. Do you have the DC already? Not yet. I haven't pulled it yet. I'm grumpy about it. Check out their mods. Okay. All tenacity based. Look at you. Look at you. So a little bit shy. I don't know if you get any additional tenacity from Gear 12 plus pieces here, but that's still pretty good. Obviously, like I said, generally speaking, gas has around 60 to 70% potency usually. So as much tenacity as you can get. Generally, you want to have over 100% more tenacity than he has potency to guarantee that you don't get crit. To guarantee you don't get dazed. Apologies. Tenacity over here. Yeah, this is looking a little bit better. Like I said, if you can get like an extra 10%, that'd be great. So on things like this, you could choose to... Actually, this doesn't have any tenacity on it. Let's have a look. This one's got tenacity, so you could choose to keep slicing this mod. Hopefully land some more strolls of tenacity over there. Thank you, Dragonman208, for the follow. Welcome to the tribe. Yeah, I think this is your only problem, really, is that there are no secondaries, or there aren't enough secondaries with tenacity on these mods. This one's got it, but it's got no speed. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't invest any further on that one. Speed, tenacity. You could keep slicing this one, get some more tenacity, hopefully. Just, it's all those little rolls, all those extra rolls all add up very quickly. Boo, 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 boo. 20% from a Cairo piece. Nice! That's pretty good. That 20% will give you a good bump in that tenacity. I think it'll take it up to about 150%. You'll be most of the way there. You'll be most of the way there. So you say you're working on Executor, which I'm happy to hear. Very good, very good. Yeah, we don't have any other capital ships. You've got no GR fleet. You've got no Malevolence, Negotiator, that sort of thing. So Executor is going to give you a big bump in your fleet performance. I don't know if that's going to be enough to take you up. Depends on how old this fleet shard is that you're in, right? So if you check the top 50 of your fleet, what sort of fleets exist there at the moment? Is it all Executors? Is it Profundities? Is it Leviathans? If Gas is on defense, he's usually accompanied by Captain Rex nowadays. Usually accompanied by Captain Rex? Sometimes. I wouldn't say always. Certainly not in 3s. Certainly not in 3s. In 3v3, he's usually... Captain Rex is normally with Rex and 5s. In 5v5, absolutely could throw Rex in there. I think I'm personally of the opinion it weakens a gas team to throw Captain Rex in there. And yes, it does shut down a Gar ISC counter. 100%. Good business. Good business. So let me go back and see what Bubbles was saying over here. Admiral Bubbles. Star Killer after that. You want why do you want to push for Star Killer right now? Mostly Negotiators you're fighting from Lightspeed bundles. Okay, so Executor will be fine then. Executor does pretty well against Negotiator. If they're all also running Bad Batch with Marauder and some decent levels of investment in Bad Batch, it could be a little bit harder. But Executor typically on offense will definitely win against it. You just might get dropped a bit. He's cool. Okay, that's fine. Nothing wrong with investing in a character because you enjoy them. Starkiller is a very cool unit, and the characters that you farm up for Starkiller are also all incredibly valuable. You've got Darth Talon to help out your Sith teams. You've got Dash Rendar to help with Scoundrel teams. You've got Kyle Katarn to help out with Rebel Fighters. You've got, I've already said Darth Talon, Mara Jade to help out with your Empire teams. So it's like, none of the units are bad. They enhance the rest of your roster really, really well. Starkiller is one of the best legendaries in that respect. But it's, you know, it's an extra investment. And you could probably do with a couple more GLs after that. So I think you should probably swap your focus. It looks like you might have the Resistance Lightspeed bundle already. No, you don't. Are you pushing for Leia? Rey? Are you pushing for Rey? Yeah, exactly. The Jedi is the easiest one. Usually you have to worry about the light side online Force user. Because, you know, you don't really want to be using Stick Rey over here. You want to be using someone like Visas, but most people haven't farmed Visas. You have the Raddest Lightspeed bundle. Ah, okay, good. Yeah, well, maybe Rey is your next Galactic Legend after you're finished with Starkiller and Executor then. Hey, Jar Jar, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Any questions, Amy? Anything you want me to look at real quick? Because we're about to run out of time. You're farming Visas. Good stuff. Definitely worth doing. Definitely worth doing. You're waiting for the Rey Lightspeed bundle. You're hoping it's going to come back. That's the thing. We just don't know when that's going to come back. There's no real clear communication on it. I think it's something that should be permanently available. I think even if they just left it as a gift permanently available, you know? Alrighty. So next up is going to be MMM. MM, are you still in the chat, buddy? We'll be doing MM, and then it'll be Ainho. If anybody else wants a roster review, it'll have to be through the donation at this point. Just make sure you follow the link and fill out the form. Should you go for C after Starkiller? No reason not to, I guess. C is going to be closer for you than Ray is, so why not? Why not? Get Starkiller, get Executor, get C. Make sure you get that fleet first. The fleet is important. MM is indeed in the chat. Good business. Let's get your roster up then, shall we? What have you got to barter with then, eh? Oh, goddamn. Alright. MMM, that's not your roster number. This is your roster number, 533. Booyah! MMM. Good business. Let's reset that. Booyah! Okay, cool. So, what are you saying, good sir? Next Zeta and Omi exclude Treya Savage. Low Cairo team that can do stuff and things in GAC. That's what you're looking for, You're looking for Zeta and Omi team that is not Treya Savage. Low Cairo investment team that can do stuff in GAC. Oh my days. That's going to be tricky. I like this team. That's absolutely true, Amy. You might want to jump in and on Arnold's stream. Maybe you can win yourself a Lightspeed bundle. A low Zeta, low Omi, low Cairo tech. This is going to be a tricky one. I mean, I'm going to assume you have Zori done. That's your next Omi. Zori is your next Omi. Finn lead is your next Zeta. So, Finn lead. Zori, Omicron. Get her up to Relics. That's a low Kyrotech investment. It's one character. Get her to Relic 3 or 5. And then you've got Finn with either Poe or Rose. You've got the Bag Bros. Hey, that rhymes. And Zori. There you go. That's your team. Only low Cairo. Yeah. That's it. You've got Zeta here for Finn's leadership. You've got the Omicron that you want to place on Zori Bliss over here. I know she has an extra Zeta as well. And run that team. It's a fantastic team. Fantastic. Zori teams in GAC are really good. I thought it would take longer than that. Look at you with the R7 snips. Are you trying to push for a new Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano? Good luck. Good luck, Amy. Good, thanks. Sorry it took so long to answer. Was on ads again. All good, Jar Jar. All good, buddy. Maybe some kind soul in the chat will gift you a sub so you don't have to worry about ads. Look at you. You've even gone in on the Padawan Obi-Wan setup here. Have you got Queen Amidala? You do. Get you, buddy. Get you. Queen Amidala. You've already got Padawan Obi-Wan up there. Master Qui-Gon Jinn is already started up. You are investing heavy, MM. You're investing heavy, dude. 1% chance. Indeed. Only 3 refreshes? A day, yeah. All I mean is, like, you're sacrificing all your signal data in farming Master Qui-Gon Jinn and what's his face and Padawan Obi-Wan in the short term to get them up there. And I support it. They're a great team. They're a great team. They've got their own assault battle, pays for itself, and it works in the raid. Very, very good investment. Top tier investment, in my opinion. I'm just surprised to see it at 7 mil. Surprised to see it at 7 mil, but I support your decision. Well done, good sir. Well done, good sir. All right. Let's just keep on having a look over here. I love how Nisa is up here with no Zetas. Screw Nisa, stupid Ewoks. Nobody likes Ewoks. People like Grief are pretty good with Zetas. How is your Bounty Hunter faction? Oh man, poor Fennec. And Boba. And Santi. You didn't have Hut Cartel, did you? Are you working towards Jabba right now? Why have you got Santi? Are you working towards Hut Cartel? Oh, okay. Hey, screw you, Night Fox. Being rude to me. Hurt my feelings, buddy. Hurt my feelings. Stabbed through the heart. Right there, buddy. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Just because I said the Ewoks are trash, alright? Ewoks are trash. They deserve to be roasted alive on one of their own spit roasts. You're one away from JML. Focus your farms, MM. Make a decision. Why are you pushing for JML and Jabba at the same time? Now you know how the Ewoks feel. Screw those stupid murder bears. They don't deserve my attention, my love, my adoration. None of it. They deserve to be kicked in the nads, in the ghoulies. That's where they deserve. Alright, cool. Yeah, alright. If you're one away from JML, go for JML, then go for Jabba. Simple as that. How's your fleet game? Fleet game, fleet game, fleet game. Fleet gang. Where's all these ships, bro? Where's all these ships, MM? That's what I said. Go for... Didn't I say go for JML? Finish JML and then get Jabba. I mean, that's simples. But then, where's your fleet game? Where's your fleet game, bro? No Executor, no Profundity. I'm not surprised there's no Leviathan, but you need one of them. You need one ship. Get a ship. After your GLs, of course, because you're very close on the GLs. If you're very close on GLs, that would bring you up to 5. You should really have kind of 2 capital ships by the time you have 5 GLs, in my opinion. As in, out of Levy, Profundity, and Exec. But hey-ho. Any questions, MM? Anything you want my advice on? Zeta and Omi is Zori and Finn. And the rest, you're laughing all the way home to the bank. Top 15 fleet is all levies? So what? Your response is, I'll just never farm fleet? Still got to do it, buddy. Still got to get those fleets done. Alrighty. So next up is Ainho. Ainho, are you in the chat still, buddy? If not, it'll be Brady. Ainho, are you in the chat? Are you here? Or are you over there? Is that Ainho? Is who Ainho? I don't know, Eli. Oh, Elino. Sorry. Yes, it's Eli. Eli, apologies. I didn't see the L there. Could be my eyesight. Could be my eyesight. I apologize. I'm old. What can I say? My eyesight's crap. Shins I get reliably top 20. Oh, ships. Ships. I was like, shins? Your shins reliably get you in top 20. You must have some glorious shins, good sir. All right. So, Eli. There was a problem. Started pre-GLs. Okay, you started the game before GL. I need to start the timer. Start the clock. Alright. So, started pre-GLs. Came back last May after a 3-year break. Oof. This must be like a completely different world for you then. You know? Must be a completely different world for you. Like, you came back and you're like, what the hell is all this? Galactic Legends and Datacrons and, I don't know, bears. Oh my. But you've done well for yourself. Got 2 GLs. Don't know if these are Lightspeed bundles. Probably were Lightspeed bundles if it was only, less than a year. Well, just a year. His shins are high T. Yeah, they are. Hottie. Going for JML, then Profundity, and hopefully Jabba. My job here is done. I support these decisions wholeheartedly. All of these decisions, and you've already got Executor. Look at you. Look at you. Have you been watching some of my roster reviews in the past, Eli? Have you been watching my roster reviews already? because you're doing the right thing here. You've got Executor pushing forward for the best GLs, the ones that give you really good advantages in Conquest, the ones that give you really good advantages for your mod game. I imagine your Fleet Shard, it sucks though. If it's like a pre-GL, are we talking like a 2018? Did you start? 2018? Not sure whether there is a more optimal path for things drastically. Came back a couple of months after the Lightspeed bundles dropped. Gotcha. Optimal path is rather subjective. What I would say is, reward-wise, you're better off getting Jabber before JML. But if you would get JML substantially quicker than you would Jabber, then you go for JML first. Like, path of least resistance is always good, but I like to keep in mind what gives you the best rewards. And Jabber just kind of wins in that category, in every category, really. You know, Jabber works as a defensive and an offensive GL. So he can get you holds or he can get you wins. JML only really gets wins, and not always super reliably. Jabber also gains you benefits in other game modes. He's better overall for TB than JML is, although JML is still very respectable. And he gives you access to Smuggler's Run too. So Jabber is more valuable to get sooner, but it just depends on if that's going to cost you significantly more time to get than it would JML. Levies everywhere, as far as the eye can see. Yep. We'll get it soon. We will, Wolfie. Probably in the next 2 months, right? Probably in the next 2 to 3 months, we'll be getting Shin and her hotties. And then we'll be getting Balin's Skull. It'll be good. So, yeah. Again, you might want to consider dropping this Omnomicron over here. Get that Zori Bliss up and running. Get her rolling. You've got the Zeta already on Finn, so literally all you need is the Omi. A spare Omi to transform this team, huge value to you. Huge value. Absolutely ginormo. I'm really hoping I remodded that team. I think I did. I definitely did, yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking about 3v3. I was like, I think I remodded. You've got Newt Gunray up there, so without C, you're probably not pushing the Sidious Darth Maul setup for the raid, are you? About to Relic Jedi Knight Cal Kestis 2. Guild is pushing Zepho. Okay, that's really good to know. That's really good to know. Zepho is fantastic. Both Zepho and Mandalore are really good return on investments, in my opinion, for guilds. It takes a while to pay itself off, but the access to the extra Chirotech that you get is absolutely phenomenal. You get boatloads of extra Chirotech. You know what I mean? 25 of each every 2 weeks from Zepho, 50 of each every 2 weeks from Mandalore. Obviously, the upfront cost is there. A little bit easier with Zepho. Quite a bit harder with Mandalore, but it's there. It opens up doors, and it helps feed the rest of your roster development quite quickly. Cat and Maul next Conquest, and Reaver in 2 months. Okay, so your focus there should definitely be Cat over Maul. Reaver in 2 months. Have you already got your Inquisitors built up? You're going to want to try and get these guys built up and get your Grand Inquisitor. Why are there so many people that are just freeloading the Reaver mission, man? God damn. It's like, yeah, the rest of my guild can unlock Reaver for me. God damn. God damn, Eli. You want Snoke and the Knights of Ren? Redeem the Knights of Ren. I mean, the Knights of Ren were the biggest disappointment of the sequel trilogy, in my opinion. And that's saying a lot. Like, they looked really cool, and there was zero payoff. I joined 3 months before they had a mass unlock. Well, you know what I mean. Need to be pushing the guilds, towing the guild line just as much. I can understand it. It's a big investment, but Reaver's going to be useless to you without Inquisitors. She's great. She's fantastic. She beats GLs quite reliably. So they looked like the Nazgul. They did a little bit, Aaron. Freeloader at the finest. You're getting 20 Reaver shards per run, and I'm having level 1 Inquisitors. Scion! God damn. Darth Rober, yes, I believe... No, I don't think we even reached you, did we? Yeah, we're like 3 away from you, buddy. I'm sorry. We're closing off with the last one now. So with that said, Inquis after Jabba, it really depends on you, Eli. It depends on you. This, like, Reaver with Jabba is a really fantastic team. They do beat GLs. If you want to get them, they are very, very good. and they destroy in Conquest. They're probably the best Conquest team in the game, outside of maybe JML. JML is useful because he's able to get you so many other feats, right? But Inquisitors do as well. Amplify Agony, Volatile Accelerator setup on Inquisitors will work down to 1% stamina against everything, basically. So yeah, it's up to you. I do recommend it because Reaver is such a good team. It gives you access to the Chimera counter as well, to Leviathan. So that's something to think about, right? You will, of course, need to have the Scythe and the Interceptor to go hand in hand with it. It's definitely worthwhile. It's a lot of Kyro tech and stars and relic levels after that. You'll want like full relic 7, basically. Second Sister is who I would say leave at relic 5. The others have to go up. My opinion on Gungans, fantastic faction, really, really good. Only really have much value to endgame accounts or those that are pushing the raid hard. They're good. They're good. They're about to lose their Datacron, so they're going to drop off a little bit in a minute. They get countered very easily by Treya, and that's not going to change. Treya will always be a hard counter, I feel, to Gungans. So it's not like they're going to defensively get you many holds, but they perform the best raid team, basically. Best raid team. They're basically brainless. And they're just a solid team. But they're not any better than things like Starkiller or Malakos or stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Not worth investing in unless your guild is really, really pushing heavy on the raid, in my opinion. No armies on Inquisitors? No, if you want to go armies, you do one on the Grand Inquisitor, on his special, to make him insta-kill. And then you do the rest on Reaver. You give 2 to Reaver, and you work from there. If it's possible, I know you're finishing up right now, but I've a really new account, so you could probably speed through it pretty fast. You're next on the list. If not, no worries. Yeah, no problem, Brady. No problem, buddy. I'll get you done, don't worry. We'll go and do that now, because we are finishing up. But I'll do you a kindness, Brady. I'll do you a kindness, seeing as though the tribe is so kind to me. Let's get you done, buddy. You are actually next on the list, so there is that. Let's go ahead and grab this. Boop. Beautiful stuff. That last bit answered it all. We're pushing 130 box, and I'll have Queen Amidala and Bros. Awesome, Eli. Awesome. You're very welcome, buddy. All right. Let's see what we're working with. The roster review list is now closed, good sir, because hang on, let me pause this real quick. We're closing up the roster review list now because it's time for Scribbles to go to bed. So if you want a roster review, we'll try maybe to get some done on Thursday before the unlock, because I do still need to raise a little bit more money. Otherwise, it's going to hurt my wallet pretty heavy. And I like to try and give you guys at least some value for donations, right? So we'll see what we can do. El Bear, how far down the list are you? Brady, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't even see you. Ah, there you are. Oh, you are very far down the list. You are like an extra 15 away from Brady. So 15, you were Elbear. Bed? So selfish. I know, right, Wolfie? I'm a very selfish individual. Okay, so our good friend Brady over here is working on Anakin to finish off his Padme team. Just started Iden Versio for an Empire team Iden Versio for an Empire team to move towards CLS. About 4 or 5 months in, looking for advice on what teams to farm next. Okay, great. So what I like about this is a super, super early game account, 700,000 GP. What I really like about the approach that you're taking at the moment, Brady, is you're thinking about the right things. You're not just going in and just farming random shit, right? You're looking at here, you're taking a look at the journey guide and you're thinking, oh, I need certain things to unlock certain legendaries. That's the right approach to get into your mindset. I don't think that you should be thinking so much about trying to unlock things like CLS early, although there's nothing wrong with it. Padme, again, she's a decent enough legendary. She requires a lot of support, though, from the Galactic Republic faction. We're talking about things like Snips, General Kenobi. Jesus, I couldn't get it out of my mouth then. General Kenobi, you're talking about things like Shaq T, Grandmaster Yoda, that sort of thing. All of them are easily accessible, and they will be there. But overall, it's a team that is a little bit dated at this point. And without the support of other new legendary units, they don't kind of give you enough. So it's not that it's bad, it's just better choices could be made, I guess, is what I'm trying to get to here. What I would recommend that you do, as you are still very early game right now is the best time to try and focus your mind on the real rewards that you can get into the account, okay? I want you to focus mostly, when you feel free and able to, focus mostly on doing well in fleet. When you are this early in the game, the quicker you get to good fleets, the quicker you're able to get crystal income. The quicker you're able to get crystal income, the quicker the rest of your roster will develop, all right? So think about trying to unlock something like the Executor as quickly as possible. And I know that doesn't tie in very well with ground, because you'll be getting things like bounty hunters. And at best, all bounty hunters are really going to do is give you a B team in GAC and maybe give you access to getting that top box on the credit heist, which is a decent source of credit income, right? But it's not very hocus pocus indeed, Jason. Hey, what's going on, Bones? Michael, how you doing, buddy? Kind of got screwed. I made my account years ago, but only started playing recently. That's fair. So my fleets are all max negotiator fleets. That negotiator fleets are nothing to worry about. Honestly, negotiator fleets will pass. Like, have you looked in your fleet? When you look at your fleet arena, we will come back to your account now real quick, but when you go over here, you go into the arena table and you look at fleet arena and you look at ranks, what do you see? What do you see when you look at all this? Is it all negotiators here, or is it stuff like Leviathan? There's a lot of profundities in my fleet right now. Is it all Leviathans and profundities, or is it negotiators? Because maybe you didn't even... It's all negotiators? That's huge. Maybe you didn't hit level 60 before you quit years ago. Have you not long been level 85? Fleet only unlocks at level 60. When you hit level 60, that's when you get put into a fleet shard. So just because your account is old, it doesn't necessarily mean that all of the people in your fleet shard have old accounts. So, because honestly, if it was years ago, it would be Executors, Profundities, Leviathans. Been 3 months since you've hit level 85. Okay. So I think maybe your fleet shard you weren't dropped into until recently, which is really good news for you. It's really good news, because it means that you can focus on fleets and catch up very quickly. Executor will demolish negotiators. Don't worry about that. What you're probably seeing is a bunch of Lightspeed bundle accounts. People that have bought a Lightspeed bundle and got a free 7-star negotiator. That's probably what's going on there. This is right, though. Getting these... Meatball, thank you so much for the follow. Getting these Separatist fleets, really, really good. Early game fleet, huge. Very, very valuable. But I would focus on trying to get your Executor unlocked. It'll walk through the negotiators without problem. Yes, you'll have to get bounty hunters in order to get that unlocked, but the sooner you focus on that farm, the quicker you'll be able to benefit from it. Okay? Meatball, roster reviews are closed at the minute. This is the last thing we're doing today. I do my roster reviews every Tuesday, and it's a free sign up through a pinned link in the comments section. If you want to skip the queue, it's a donation of £5 and you'll get to the top of the priority list, okay? I'm sorry, Meatball, buddy. We'll be doing them again on Thursday. Scrap Iden, I just wouldn't necessarily focus on it. Iden's great. Iden is a very good team, but it's not important for you this early on. You want to focus on trying to get a fleet really quickly, and from that fleet, you want to focus on getting your first GL, okay? How many frees did we get through today? Quite a few, actually. Quite a few. We did Ice, we did Tyler, Droptimus, Shaz Rog, Degen. I'd say we did maybe 10 or so. 10 free roster reviews or so. Something like that. Melkasel. Not too bad. Not too bad. And I'm not sure how many paid ones we did. 4 or 5 maybe? Something like that. I know we started at about £90 out of the 105. No problem, Brady. No problem. Yeah, check in with us again soon, buddy. Check in with us again soon. I would focus on getting Executor first. That will still take you some time. It will take you some time. Running through them. That's the way we roll, Bones. That's the way we roll. All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up for today. Make sure you swing around tomorrow. GAC kicking off live as soon as the battle phase go live. Your boy Scribble's going to be there. We're going to be there to kick ass and take names, baby. I've completely done a roster remod for 3s. Hopefully that's going to help me get a few more battles done. Get a couple more wins in there. And then we'll have some fun on Thursday unlocking Dark Trooper, Death Trooper, Peridia. We might do a little roster reviews before the show to try and raise a little bit more funds. We'll see how we get on. But it's been real. It's been cool. I'm going to find someone to raid over into right now. Let's see who's available. On Twitch. Who have we got? Who have we got? Anybody playing Swugger? Nobody's playing Swigger on Twitch. Okay, great. Super. Smashing. Amazing. I don't see anybody. Let's find YouTube first then. Who should we send you all over to at YouTube? I don't know if Rabid is still live at the minute. Ah, we do have Rabid. I'll send you over to Rabid Beaver. He's doing a subathon at the minute. Is he not on Twitch right now? Oh, he is. There we go. I'll send you over to Rabid so you can enjoy his stream, guys. Thank you all so very much for your kindness, your generosity, your time. Thank you for hanging out with the tribe. We'll be live tomorrow. GAC, baby. Let's do this. It's going to be real good. All right, guys. Good night. Big love.